moments. And Sean, with the close wins, has been up there keister more than the embarrassing loss to Jacksonville. Yeah. After the loss to Jacksonville, he kind of like backed off a little bit, but he's been up there all season long. I kind of like that idea with teachable moments.
Yeah, you guys know how many games Trey Lance has won in his career in games that he started and finished the game. How many games has he won?
It's going to be less than 5. Less than 3.
I'm going to say 3.
3? That's your guess? Yep. What's your guess?
I was 3. I'm with 3.
3.
I'm doing the Price is Right. Can I have $1? 1.
1 win in the NFL.
Wow.
And it was October of 2021.
I can't believe he was a first-round draft.
Correct.
Man.
He was a 3rd overall pick.
Yeah.
Is that pandemic football, no fans?
No, I think it's the year after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this guy has started and finished 1 game and won it. So he's got 1 more win at quarterback than I do. So and they're coming to Denver. So
you won the media MVP at the Nuggets game, though. So, I'm just saying they shouldn't overlook Zach Bye. If Zach Bye's under center, my scouting report's going to be like, watch out.
Contract with Zach Bye. Nuggets need help.
Well, I would like Zach to be here healthy. I don't know if I want you to be at a football game.
No. Let me just say this real quick before you guys get out of here. 2 things. 1, Dover, that is the coldest sweater that I've ever seen. It is a clean white sweater with that red splashed on it that says Indiana Hoosiers. It is so clean, and I'm jealous of it because our Hoosiers, our Hoosiers, and I warned everyone behind this microphone. Did I not, Phillip?
You did.
I said,
it was gonna be an ass
I said, I technically cannot give out gambling advice, so I'm only speaking for myself, but this thing is going to get ugly. And if you switch those 2 teams and the players from Indiana had Alabama logos on it, this would be a double-digit spread, a 2-touchdown spread. Man, they put their foot in the Tide's ass and turned it sideways. Mm-hmm. That was the biggest beatdown, and it's just like for so many casual college football fans, hard for them to comprehend how Alabama football could get drilled in such a way by Indiana. And I mean, goodness gracious, it was the closest thing to free money. I don't like using the phrase lot, but that was freaking nuts what they did to the Crimson Tide.
I started the process of national championship tickets already.
I heard you say that on the way in.
Pops and Uncle are going to Peach Bowl, and then I would imagine they're on that side of the country, so I'd imagine if they go, they'll also be at the Natty. It's just, and I was telling Cecil, like, how about Indiana University football has made my family closer.
Dude, I heard you say
that. That's crazy to me.
Dude, I heard you say that on the way in, and that's the best part about sports, man. The fact that you're talking to other human beings that you otherwise wouldn't, and it's created a connection for you with them. And like you said, it's just a text thread. But yeah, it's a text thread. Mm-hmm. You're communicating with them. You're reaching out and touching these people. And so I deal the same thing with family back in Buffalo, and when the Bills are winning, and I get these text messages and what they're wearing and where they're where they're sitting at the game, and it's important. So I'm happy that you guys are experiencing that.
It's been a hell of a ride. And you got to dip into the savings account for a once-in-a-lifetime trip. I think juice is worth the squeeze.
You'll always replace the money.
Yeah.
I said we were just talking about this because I have a Broncos divisional ticket, and it was not cheap. It was $600. I'm sitting alone. It's a solo. I'm going to be there alone. And, I'll always replace the money. And the best example of my lifetime was the Avs run. And I was at every round as a paying fan, every single round on the way to a cup. Come on, man. I've replaced the money, many times over at this point. Mm-hmm. But I'll never replace those memories. And to be behind this microphone for maybe the next, 20, 30 years saying, I was there. There's no price tag that you can put on that stuff. So I think it's awesome, man. And what a fun sports story.
Yeah.
Kurt Signetti, in Indiana football, who never had a 10-win season ever. And he shows up and does it in the first year, and that guy has signed more contracts at Indiana than he has years coached at Indiana.
Well, man,
and now they have to renegotiate.
Right?
They have to renegotiate now.
Do you guys go Hoosiers, or how's it go? You know how it goes?
Who?
Oh, okay.
Hoosiers.
I love it. And here's the thing, and I didn't realize this was said until yesterday. Did you guys see what the Notre Dame athletic director said about Marcus Freeman? So I was just told about it yesterday. He said, we're redoing his contract, Marcus Freeman. He said, because we want to let him know how much we love him. We want, because there was the NFL rumors. Yep. He said, we want him to know just how loved he is. And guess what? We may have to do this every year with him. I've never heard an athletic director talk like that.
Hey, money talks in this.
Signetti has it built in his contract. Good faith, where if they win or if they're in the college football playoff, they have to renegotiate to get him to a top 3 salary every year.
Yeah, I
Dude,
saw that.
it's so. But if you're Indiana, you should be rushing to do that. You have struck gold. You should never let another university get in the way of that relationship. That should be a 25-year relationship. The enrollment at Indiana is going to go up. Indiana's now a football state. I mean, the stuff that he has changed the texture of the state. I mean, that's insane. And what's going to separate that? Another $250,000? Come on. It's a no-brainer. What a fun story. And I have
Who's yours?
Yeah, there you go, Phil.
I have a present for you guys.
Whoa.
On the way out here, okay? Because I know you got to go, and thanks for sticking around. But start off 2026 with a present from me to you guys. And this is also Dante and Kevin and Richie as well. Navy -7 here in about a half hour. Navy, things are going to get real ugly for Cincinnati football here in 30 minutes. All right. Broncos are going for the number 1 seed this weekend. We'll tell you 3 things that you need to know before kickoff coming up next.
Will the Broncos avenge their early season loss to the Chargers and roll into the postseason with a win? We'll break it all down in the Fan Football Postgame Show, presented by Modelo, live on game day from Mile High Station starting 2 hours before kickoff. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, it's a brand new year. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if you're the guy that's ready to do that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money right now by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. So whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect engagement ring, celebrating a milestone, or finally doing something special for yourself, Williams Jewelers is where you need to go to begin all this. This new year, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secret to the business with you, but guys, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Modelo at Mile High Station on Saturday, January 4th from noon to 2:25 p.m. for the Fan Football Pregame Show. Get your head in the game with orange and blue face painting and ice-cold Modelo. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans.
Payton Manning here. Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
You know, it's funny. All the answers to all the questions are right here in front of us. All we have to do is ask ourselves, as human beings, what we ourselves like. This is Glenn Jamrot. I'm president of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. For instance, you like it when people care about you. You like it when people listen. You like when people understand. Listening, caring, and understanding are keys to happiness. They hold the answers in all our questions. What does any of this have to do with Alpine Bank? After all, aren't all banks the same? No. At Alpine, we are human beings first and bankers second. Banking is what we do, not who we are. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Tune in to Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos.
Off and rolling. Here on a Friday, January 2nd, 2026 has arrived. Happy New Year, Mr. Phillip Lindsay.
Woo! Happy New Year's. New year, new me. New year, new me, huh? Isn't that what everybody says?
That's what they say. I heard Joel Santana say one time. It's probably 20 years ago. Remember Joel Santana, the rapper?
Yeah.
He goes, this year, my resolution was do everything I've been doing better than I usually does.
Oh, man, beautiful out there.
It is.
Got a little time off, had a bunch of food. Did not stay up to watch the ball drop.
Me either.
You know, but you did say something that caught my attention. I was like, okay, damn, that's smart because you're from the East Coast.
Yeah.
And you guys celebrate. You said you celebrate 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
We did that with Little Man.
Cool.
We let him stay up until 10 o'clock on the dot, and we were like, wow, I can't believe you stayed up until midnight, Phil. It's crazy. Knowing damn well it's 10 o'clock here Mountain Time.
Yeah.
We watched the ball drop in New York, and, that was it, man. Watched a nice little movie, fell asleep, woke up, and it was the new year, baby.
Pretty cool,
doing,
man. I'm doing good. Happy New Year to one and all out there. Hopefully your 2026 is off to a good start. It was so fun watching the college football playoff, and we'll get into that here in just a second. But there is a very large football game awaiting the Denver Broncos on Sunday. For the first time in a decade, and how often have we said that this year? First time in 10 years. But for the first time in a decade, the Broncos are playing for the number 1 seed. And there is a single chapter left in this regular season story. And I cannot wait to see how this puppy unfolds on Sunday.
Zach, I'm excited, man. It's like it's finally here. And what are the Denver Broncos going to look like? How are they going to present this game? How are they going into this game? What mentality will they have? And it starts with Sean Payton. And Sean Payton has been on these boys since week 1. Has been on them saying, hey, we have not arrived. We have a chance to do something special this year. When he called his shot, Sean Payton, that is, called his shot saying we have a chance to go to a Super Bowl, but we have to stay in between the lines. We have to stay where our feet are, and that's exactly what they need to do in this game, Zach. They have to stay focused, laser focused on the task in hand, and what they can do is something special. Secure the number 1 seed? All right, have that first bye? Only need 2 games at home to get to a Super Bowl? Come on, boys. Do what you have to do.
Well, it's a pretty cool setting, and I am thinking, and I don't have tickets, but I really want to bring my boy on Sunday and bring him to a real game. Bring him to it. He's been asking me, and I'm just assuming the ticket price is not going to be as crazy because they're sitting so many guys.
Yeah, or somebody's going to sell their tickets cheaper and stuff. Give somebody like you who wants to go there with his son for the first time in a real game.
Yeah.
Give you an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and so I haven't looked at the ticket market. I will at some point this afternoon or tomorrow. But, I'm assuming that place is going to be absolutely rocking on Sunday. Sean Payton was talking about the crowd noise earlier in the week and how just the advantage that the Broncos have here at altitude with that crowd. I think there's three things that you need to know before kickoff. And I think they're fun storylines like subplots or side quests underneath the umbrella of going for the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Number 1, history can be made on Sunday. Sean Payton can become the 3rd coach in the history of NFL football to lead a team to the number 1 seed in the NFC and then also lead a different team to the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Come on, man. And when you bringing that up, that lets you know how good of a coach Sean Payton is.
He's damn good.
Attention to detail, what he does for the NFL, what he does for his players. I mean, I would have loved to play for Sean Payton, going through the NFL process and hearing how he approaches the game mentally, how he approaches the game with his players. Like, it shows, and that's why he's winning so many games. That's why he can do it with the AFC, NFC. It does not matter.
Yeah, he'd be the 3rd coach to ever do it. The 2 coaches that have ever done it, it's Andy Reid doing it for the Eagles and then the Chiefs, and then Tom Coughlin doing it for the Jacksonville Jags once upon a time, and the New York Giants, of course. Something else, another subplot, and this one hits home, okay? Because the irony of it. Should the Denver Broncos win on Sunday, Bo Nix would tie Russell Wilson for the most wins by a starting quarterback in his first 2 seasons in the NFL.
Our Bo, he's growing up, man. And one thing that we can't take from Bo is winning. He knows how to win. When he was with Auburn, he was winning games. When he was with Oregon, he was winning games. And, of course, here in the NFL, in his first 2 years in the NFL, all he does is win. He's a leader. He's a competitor. He does the right things. He wants to grow as a person, as a football player. We already know that. When I close my eyes, I can envision Bo Nix holding up that Lombardi trophy, not just once, but a couple other times, as long as he can stay healthy and continue to grow at a rapid pace and listen to Sean. I mean, Zach, what Bo Nix is doing is crazy. To be listed with Russ. And it's ironic that Russ was here in Denver.
Right, and that's the thing. He's literally replacing Russell Wilson and accumulating the wins while the team absorbs Wilson's largest dead cap in the history of the sport.
Take that, Russ.
I mean, you can't make this up.
No.
It's almost poetic. I mean, truly, it's almost poetic that Bo Nix can put himself in that conversation on Sunday afternoon. And then there's one more fun, I think, side quest or subplot pertaining to Sunday's game at Mile High. R.J. Harvey. R.J. Harvey has scored a touchdown in 5 straight games. It is the most by a Bronco rookie ever in the history of the team, scoring in 5 straight games. But it's also just rare NFL-wise. Right now, only Christian McCaffrey has a longer touchdown scoring streak than R.J. Harvey. And if he can somehow find a way, and again, more irony here, if he can find a way to get in the end zone on Sunday afternoon against the Chargers and score in 6 straight games, he will be the first rookie to score a touchdown in 6 straight games since J.K. Dobbins in 2020. You can't make it up.
No, you can't. This whole year you can't make up. With the comparison of Super Bowl 50 and the defense and the stats that we have talked about multiple times. And now you're talking about two rookies, right? A rookie in J.K. Dobbins when he first got to leave with the Baltimore Ravens. And he did a great job there, man. And then for someone like R.J., who had to sit behind J.K. for a while, and then all of a sudden J.K. gets hurt and we're having to rely on R.J., and all R.J. has done is gotten better every single game. And then, of course, he's putting on a show when it comes to touchdowns. Touchdowns are contagious. There's an art to it. And that's what made Austin Eckler so good, Zach, is he found ways to get in the end zone. And it's one of these things where once you get in the end zone and you find that secret sauce, it's hard to keep you out of the end zone. And that's something that's happening for R.J. Harvey, whether it's the 1-yard touchdowns or maybe a 50-yard run like the Dallas Cowboy,
sure,
or a pass where it's a wheel route and R.J. Harvey finds a way to get open, and Sean's doing a great job of scheming him open, and R.J. Harvey's taking advantage of it. I'm not going to be surprised if R.J. Harvey gets in the end zone on Sunday.
Well, neither will I, and if it's close, Sean's going to give him that opportunity.
Yes.
R.J. Harvey, 7 rushing touchdowns, 5 receiving touchdowns. Here's the list of rookies in NFL history that have ran for 7 touchdowns and also had 5 receiving touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, Gale Sayers, R.J. Harvey. That's
Great
it.
company.
Really great company.
Great company.
Really great company. So, all right, those are 3 things that you need to know before kickoff on Sunday afternoon. There were some curveballs in the college football playoff. What was our biggest takeaway from the last 48 hours? We'll talk about it next.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there, telling you guys Happy New Year. All right, and it is the new year. And for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our life. And if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction and you're tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you need to call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today, because there probably isn't a better resolution that you can make than to be done with ED. Guys, ED is a medical condition, and like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about treatments with success rates well over 90%. All right, they have served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade, so they're not new, and they've successfully treated tens of thousands of men just like you. So I hate to break it to you, ED is way bigger than you. It's actually really common, okay? You're not that special. So schedule a consult with the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Stop living with ED. Call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Enjoy this run to the playoffs and be safe when you're going to the games or to parties. If you do get into an accident, make the right call to Flanagan Law. While the other guys blend in, I stand out. Look for the Shamrock. Flanagan Law, your advocate when you need it most.
Most resolutions fade by February, but a better metabolism, that sticks. And that's what SodaWeightLoss.com does for you. Soda retrains your body to burn fat efficiently. No drugs, no injections, no gimmicks, just real food, real coaches, and real results. Lose 60 pounds, that's what I did in just a couple of months. Naturally with Soda Weight Loss. That's SOTA weightloss.com. SOTA weightloss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
Download to see if you qualify for Albert Instant Advance. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription is required for Instant Advance. Please see the Albert app or albert.com for subscription pricing. Subscriptions can be canceled at any time.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? You can get up to a $1,000 advance fast to pay for car repairs, bills, rent, groceries, whatever you need. Plus, Albert can help you find ways to save and give you a custom budget to actually grow your money.
Albert can get me up to $1,000?
Exactly. But they do more than get you up to $1,000. Albert is your financial assistant, helping you budget, save, and spotting you money in a pinch.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000 for your bills, rent, groceries, and more. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000. Use code PLAN to get up to $1,000.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, hanging out with you here on a Friday that almost kind of feels like a Monday almost.
Yeah, Zach, I'm like you now. I'm thinking it's a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but it's a Friday. We have a job to do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right, so the college football playoff was crazy.
It was insane, man.
It was so fun. Did you have fun watching these games?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. You know, I like it's interesting because there's times where you get on the social media and you see how many players, and it's not just Colorado or CSU, it's just around the country that are entering the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, like college football seems broken. But then you turn on the TV and you watch the college football game, specifically the playoffs, and it's like, no, it's not. It's fun. They're going after it. It's competitive. You don't know who is going to win. You think it's going to be the number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes.
That was my national champion.
You had to get knocked out. I told you not to go with them.
Man,
told you to go with Uncle
man.
Kurt.
Man,
Don't want to listen.
Indiana is so complete. I mean, they are ridiculous. Okay, and let's just start there because I was super hot and heavy on them the last time that we were on the air, saying that these guys. Man, the public is so slow to acknowledge it. They're Indiana football. I got it. They're not a blue blood. They're the opposite. Kirk Cignetti's still relatively new on the scene. It's like with Fernando Mendoza. He's the Heisman, but he might be the worst Heisman. Like,
I mean, we might have to put a little bit more respect on Fernando's name.
Hell yes.
You
but
know,
I'm
come
saying
on now, Dante.
This is what's like said. This is what I heard someone say it on the radio that they thought that he was the worst Heisman Trophy winner of all time. And I'm like, did you see the game-winning drive against Penn State? Like, he's fantastic, and a lot of his stuff is...
Look, Fernando's the type of quarterback that he is not a sexy pick, and he's not going to be a sexy name, even in the draft, knowing that you just won the Heisman because of how he plays. But he's a great system quarterback in the NFL, and if he gets with the right coach, let's say somebody like Kyle Shanahan, and he sits behind Brock Purdy, he can be a really good quarterback in this league, and he's very smart. He's a leader. He just has a way about him where his teammates are going to ride for him, and he's very accurate with the damn football.
He's extremely accurate, and I told you guys on Wednesday, as emphatic as I possibly could, Alabama can't run the ball.
No.
I've watched it all year. They can't run it.
They didn't deserve to be there, Zach.
Look, I summarized it like this on Wednesday. I said one team can run the ball, the other team can't. One team gets after the quarterback, the other team doesn't. Like,
simple.
They're complete. They truly are. You know how many rushing yards that Alabama running backs had?
Go ahead, tell them.
15. They ran for 15 yards, you guys. I told you this on Wednesday, though. They were 127th in America in yards per carry.
Well, and you know what?
And there's only 150 college football teams.
You know what? Well, also, you were so bullish on Indiana because of the weather.
Yes.
And I remember sending you that tweet yesterday. Like, man, do you see how much rain is on that damn football field?
I loved it. And I loved it because one team can run it and the other team couldn't. As a team, if you include Ty Simpson's team leading 17 yards, they ran for 23 total yards.
I mean, Ty Simpson got knocked out, man. Dude, he didn't want no parts of that
They broke
game.
his ribs. They literally broke his ribs. I mean, goodness
in
gracious.
In his pride, too.
And by the way, Indiana ran for over 200 yards. I mean, just a dissection of the Crimson Tide and just de-pantsing them in front of the world.
Damn, de-pantsing.
That's right. And if you see the way the game started, Dante was probably excited because Mendoza got sacked on 2 of the 3 first plays. And then Indiana went on to score on 6 of their next 7 possessions. And here's what swung the game. The game's 3-0. Bama is in their own territory. They're on the 35-yard line. It's 4th and 1. And they went for it. But it was a long one. You know, all 4th and 1s are not created equal. It was a long one. And guess what? Kalen DeBoer, you guys can't run the ball. And you went for it on 4th down in your own territory in a 3-point game.
And if you look at, like, Kirk Cignetti, after that happened, he doesn't give you any kind of facial expressions.
No.
He kind of stays the same. But you can hear him talking on the headset like, oh, they messed up.
Bro.
They messed up.
That dude is my favorite character. He's got eyebrow movement like The Rock. I am dead serious. The guy is hilarious. He's such a serial killer. He really is. He's my favorite person walking planet Earth right now is Kurt Cignetti. How about Ole Miss upsetting Georgia?
Yeah, you know what, Zach? I was so wrong about Ole Miss. I was so wrong.
You weren't the only one.
Zach, I thought Georgia was going to handle them. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be a good game at the beginning. I mean, hey, it's a playoff game. The excitement's in the air. But the Ole Miss, right? The Ole Miss Rebels are missing their head coach.
No Lane.
One of the biggest reasons why they're able to go to the playoffs. How are they going to get past a Georgia team that's getting better, past a Georgia team that has Kirby Smart? And boy, was I wrong. And you know what? Shame on you, Georgia. That's what you get. And for Ole Miss, shout out to you guys for sticking together.
Yes.
Shout out for you guys listening to the coaching staff that's there, to listening to each other and making those plays when it mattered the most, because that's why you guys were able to beat Georgia. So hopefully they can get going and make a run, man.
Well, it was the inverse of what happened last time, and we talked about this on Wednesday. In the last meeting between these two teams, it was Ole Miss who had a lead going into the fourth quarter, and Georgia won the fourth quarter 17-0.
Yeah.
In this game, Ole Miss scored 20 points in the fourth quarter, 20 in the fourth from the Rebels, and UGA was up. Georgia was up 9 points at halftime. It looked like for a second there that Georgia was going to blow them out, and the opposite happened. Trinidad Chambliss throws for 362 and 2 touchdowns for Ole Miss. Are you kidding me?
Hey, put some respect on that man's name, too.
Dude, at the start of the fourth quarter, Ole Miss had a win probability of just 24%, and then they go on to score 20 in that final frame. Oregon blanks Texas Tech. All right, Oregon allowed just 215 total yards with 4 turnovers and 3 additional turnover on downs.
Look,
I thought Oregon's defense put on a show.
I mean, but we talked about it. We talked about how Oregon had a defense that I honestly don't think got as much respect as they should, and they're flying around. They've been there before. Dan Lannon, a hell of a coach, is going to make sure they're prepared for that moment, for these moments. And for Texas Tech, look, money can do a lot for you, but it can't buy you happiness. And Texas Tech thought that they can buy their way into a national championship, damn it.
Listen to you.
Money cannot buy you happiness, Zach.
It can't. That's true. It can't. It bought him a great defensive line to get him to this point. But, yeah, offensively, they couldn't do anything. No. I mean, they could not. First downs felt like touchdowns for the Red Raiders. And then finally, Miami upsetting the Buckeyes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was wrong about this game too, man.
Me too.
Man, Miami, like, if you can continue to do what you're doing, get the pressure. We know you have a great defensive line.
Yeah.
Our defense is stout. But it also comes down to that quarterback. What version were you going to get of him? And he did not turn the ball over.
He did not. Carson Beck was clean. He was clean. Now, his numbers weren't huge. He only threw for 138 yards, but he didn't have to. He really did not have to. And so start wrapping your mind around the concept that either Ole Miss or Miami is playing in the national championship game. That is nuts. It's nuts because I'll tell you, and we've talked about this over the last year, quite a bit actually on the show, that the NIL era that we're living in, it's not just about the haves and have-nots anymore. It has pressed the money down and spread it out.
Yeah.
So a team like Ole Miss is competing at the highest level in a way that they haven't been able to in the past. And same with Miami. It's created more parity for college football. Now, it may make you feel uncomfortable and you might not like the process and all the transfer and everything that's going on with college football right now, but there's more parity now than there ever has been. And I think that's really fun for me as a fan.
It's like you have Miami, you have Ole Miss that have forked up a lot of money for their rosters now, but then you have Indiana. All right, you have Indiana that's sitting there that I believe is doing it the right way. Fundamentally sound, X's and O's,
so disciplined, bro. So disciplined.
So disciplined, and they have the mindset of their coach. We don't care who we play. We are going to play our style of football, and that's that. We are going to be aggressive. We are not going to make mistakes, and that's going to help them because I truly believe Indiana's going to win it all. They have what it takes.
I think so, too.
They have what it takes when it comes to the X's and O's and being a smart football team, but they're gritty, they're tough, and they're going to make a couple big-time plays. And Fernando, the Heisman winner, he's going to make sure that he leads that team to the promised land.
I love it. I'm rooting for that team like crazy. But in terms of Miami and their upset over the Buckeyes, I thought the play of the game was the Keontae Scott pick six.
Yeah.
He read that screen like a book to put them up 14-0, 72 yards to the crib. By the way, first accepted penalty in that game came with under 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Like, there is a God. I mean, just there was no flags. I mean, it was very, very clean. So how about this? And keep this in mind for next year and moving forward. In the first 5 quarterfinal games of the 12-team playoff era, okay, so the teams that had a first-round bye, okay, they have fallen behind by scores of 14-0 last year with Boise State and Penn State, 34-0 when it was Oregon and Ohio State, 17-3 when it was Arizona State and Texas, 20-3 with Georgia and Notre Dame, and now 14-0 with Ohio State and Miami. So that first round bye combined with a neutral site has yet to prove any sort of reward.
You don't want it.
No, you don't.
You don't want it. Go ahead and get that one game out the way just to kind of get the kinks out, get into some type of rhythm, and not just be sitting there waiting. Because obviously the guys that are sitting there waiting, they're losing.
Yeah, 1-7 outright, the teams who have had the bye. Very striking and certainly unexpected in my estimation. Okay, the Nuggets pulled off a big-time upset on the road in their first game without Jokic, but it came at another crucial cost. That's next.
Will the Broncos end their stellar regular season with a divisional win before the playoffs? We'll react to it all in the Fan Football Postgame Show. Live on game day starting at the 2-minute warning. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. I know from personal experience, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at AdvancedHair.com.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time. And if you're a homeowner, you should call American Financing today. You could be saving real money every month. High interest debt is crushing budgets across the country, but homeowners who act now are using their equity to wipe it out. American Financing customers are saving an average of $800 a month, with some getting rates in the low 5s. A massive difference compared to credit cards charging 20% or more. Speak with a salary-based mortgage consultant and find out exactly what you qualify for. There are never any upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Move quickly, and you could even delay 2 mortgage payments, putting cash in your pocket immediately, giving you back some of that money you spent during the holidays. Call American Financing today. The sooner you act, the quicker quicker you can save. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Colorado's largest Sportsman's Expo is back, January 8th through 11th at the Colorado Convention Center in Denver. Just once a year, Colorado's largest gathering for anglers, hunters, and RVers. Buy the latest gear, discover the best destinations. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 8th through 11th at the Colorado Convention Center in Denver. More info at sportsexpos.com.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? Who will fight to get you the money you deserve? At Berg Simpson, we don't rely on simple claims like other firms. We have 27 best lawyers in America, 17 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins The Drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, segment number 3 here on a Friday. I want to give a quick shout out on the RamosLaw.com text line. Hey, Zach, would you be so kind to give my son Sawyer, he goes by Moose, a shout out? We listen to your show together all the time. Today we're headed to a football practice for an under-11 team headed to Arizona to rep Northern Colorado youth football against the best in the nation. He's a 12-year-old right guard. We love the show. Shout out to you, Dad, and your son, Moose. Best of luck there.
Moose, man, go out there, put somebody on their butts. All right, go win it. Go win it for Colorado.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, shifting gears here. The Nuggets, man, I got to give you credit. You called it. You called it. The first game without Joker, when we were going through our predictions, you said they're going to go into Toronto, who I think their record was 20 and either 13 or 14 prior to that game, and a favorite at home on a 7-game road trip. You said they're going to go beat the Raptors in their first game without Joker, and you sort of I think it's fair to say you kind of borrowed my sports gambling logic.
Don't give me credit. All right, just look at yourself in the mirror and slap you upside your head for not using your own formula. Look, I'm listening to you saying, okay,
I love this so much.
That's smart, all right? It's smart. Like, you're having to rally around each other knowing that you're missing the best player in the world, but not just the best player in the world. 4 of your 5 starters are out, and everybody is down and out on you. So you're looking to the left and right saying, hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's show the world. Let's shock the world. Let's play attention to detail basketball. Let's make our shots. Let's listen to our head coach, and let's win the game, which is that exactly what the Denver Nuggets did. And it was fun to watch, and it was like a I told you so moment for someone like Payton Watson.
How about him? This guy, dude.
24 points and doing his thing defensively. It was fun to watch this team without all the starters pretty much playing. And Jamal Murray. Plus, you have to add Jamal Murray, but other than that.
And he didn't even really have his best night. And I think when he gets to 21 points, I want to say. But, yeah, I found myself almost fascinated watching it. Like, look at these guys try to figure this out without Jokic. And the number one ingredient to doing it, and you can roll your eyes at me all you want, but the number one ingredient the other night in that upset win over the Raptors without Joker was playing as hard as you can on every single possession.
Yeah.
Playing hard as you can is a skill in that league over the course of an 82-game season. So that's the base of the pyramid, and then you can kind of add on to that base from there. But yeah, I was so impressed. Massive. Any win here in the month of January is going to be a triple XL sized win, and that certainly qualified 2 nights ago. And like I I can't believe this. So 2 players played more than everybody else. 2 players, okay? It was Jamal Murray and who else played almost 40 minutes?
Mr. Watson. It has to be.
Close. But that's not the right answer. There's one other Nugget that played almost 40 minutes, and I just marvel at this because we're watching an NBA story unfold in real time. And we in Denver have a front row seat, and no one else around the country is talking about it.
Let me guess one more time. Just one more.
Yeah.
It has to be someone like Mr. Jones, Spencer Jones.
Spencer Jones played 38 minutes.
A man who's on a 2-way contract.
So he cannot even play for the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs. I cannot believe how much this basketball team is relying on Spencer Jones' minutes. Now, if you look at the box score, you see he scored 6 points, and every single one of them is at the free throw line. They don't win the other night without Spencer Jones. And I cannot believe how much trust that he has earned from David Adelman, that you have 2 players. 2 players played 38 minutes in that upset win. One is on a $300 million max contract, and the other is almost playing for free by NBA terms.
Well, when it comes to Spencer Jones, the only game that Spencer Jones wasn't a part of was the first game of the year. Other than that, he's been a part of the mix. He has been playing meaningful minutes. My question to you, and it was earlier I asked this question, what are we going to do about this? If you're David Adelman, if you're the front office, what do? Do you reward Spencer Jones by adding him to the roster full time? Because you may need him with the health, with the experience that he's getting. All right, we know that he's not just putting up major points, but he's out there on a daily basis doing some good things, whether it's rebounding, whether it is scoring points, and it's just about being consistent and being out there healthy. And Spencer Jones is that for the Denver Nuggets right now.
It's incredible. It's a really fun story. I just can't believe it's happening this way. Jonas Valanciunas. It's like,
what's next?
Pretty much. I mean, we've said, hey man, they finally have their backup in Nikola Jokic. This guy's the best backup for Joker in the Jokic era. And then Jokic goes down, and the very first game, like the next literal game, Jonas Valanciunas goes down in the third quarter. I have no idea what this is going to look like moving forward. I think it's going to be very problematic. I think you're actually going to see, and this is nuts, this whole conversation is like a fever dream. Deron Holmes basically made his NBA debut 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes.
Which is
it was like
crazy to think.
Yes. And I know he has stepped on an NBA court before. I got it. But for all intents and purposes, that was basically his debut. And he played great in his 22 minutes. He may go from making his debut as an NBA player to being the starting center for the Denver Nuggets tonight.
Well, he may not have a choice. I'm a little concerned with that because this is going to be the first time that he's going to be playing major minutes.
Right.
What does that look like? Can he stay healthy knowing that he's going up against some of the top dogs when it comes to the center position?
Yes, and they have so much size in Cleveland. It's Evan Mobley. It's Jared Allen. I mean, these guys are huge, and they're really good athletes. And I'm pretty fearful about what we're in store for tonight. But I was pretty fearful going into the game against Toronto. But I think tonight it could really catch up with them. Just the lack of bodies, Phil.
Mr. Bai, I have a question. You may not like it, but I have to ask you. Did we make a mistake by giving CB that contract and not giving P. Watt a look, an interest, just signing him?
Well, this is a larger conversation.
I just have to throw it out there because when I watch him, Zach.
Dude, there's only one like him on that roster. There's just one.
And you know what? He's making more money for himself. Why? Because he's not playing alongside Jokic. Let's just say he can keep this up.
Yeah.
Not necessarily 24 points, but he looks like a better version of himself where he's playing great defense, but he's also scoring the basket at a higher level, like without Jokic.
Dude, his points the other night came off self-creation. We're watching someone develop in real time, but like also having that development like microwaved. I just look. I've always been high on Payton Watson.
Yeah.
You know that. I came in here 2 years ago and said
he could be $100 million man defensively if he just pours it all into doing that.
Yes, and now so I've always been high on Watson, and he's an incredible project. And he's super raw. but like he represents an upside that the Nuggets just don't have. He's a one of one on this roster. He's like the modern day NBA wing. But now you're seeing shot creation.
Yeah.
Like he's creating for himself and scoring to the point where it's 24 points. It's nuts. Let's return to that conversation.
I'll put a pin in it.
Here in just a couple minutes. We'll get to it because I think there's two different ways of answering the question. We'll get to it. Also, several Bronco players have incentives on the line in the final regular season game. We'll tell you what you need to know, as well as the biggest key to victory to lock up the number 1 seed in the AFC is coming up next.
Denver and Los Angeles are squaring off for their final game of the regular season. Kick your football Sunday off in style with Denver Game Day, powered by Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos. Live on Game Day starting 4 hours before kickoff. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Annuities, not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
You want to be happy. You want to see your family safe, your children inspired, and your friends succeed. This is Glenn Jammeron. I'm president of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. The key to a bright and promising future rests in the core values you first learned as a child: trust, compassion, empathy, understanding, and perhaps the most important of all, being kind. Respecting the traditions you hold dear doesn't make you old-fashioned, but rather empowered in this modern and oftentimes complex world of ours. In fact, your values, your leadership, your caring and kindness inspires Alpine Bank. Return to your core values. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than the Avalanche scored 4 goals the other night. Holy mother of God.
Man, there was an avalanche for real.
Did you see that?
Come on, Zach. Did I see it? I was sitting there going crazy.
That was nuts. The Avs rolled the Blues the other night, and the Avs scored, they scored 4 goals in the first 5 minutes. That is psychotic. And they've made such a habit of scoring within the first minute.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times they've done it, but you watch the games like I do. It's had to have happened like 7 times this year. But
I don't get surprised anymore when it happens. That's how many times I have scored right off the bat.
4 goals in the first 5 minutes is insane. Insane. And the goalie they did it to is the worst, Binnington, and he's representing Team Canada, and the Avs guys aren't.
We have 2 goalies that are having great years, and yet they don't get to represent.
Bro, and they played each other hours after the announcement was made. And one guy gave up 4 in the first 5 minutes and lost 6-1.
That's what you get.
You can't make it up.
Team Canada, that's what you get.
That is hysterical. Oh, my gosh, it's so good. Just chicken soup for the soul right there. All right. Do you want
some chicken soup?
I do like chicken soup.
All right. I was never a soup guy, and my father used to tell me we would have beans, like the 16-bean soup.
Okay.
I hated that. He said, "Hey, boy, you need to eat that because it sticks to the ribs, get you bigger." And I used to hate when my father said that. But now that my wife loves soup and she makes it all the time, and either I'm going to eat the soup or I'm going to starve, I started to like soup a little bit more.
Yeah, I like soup. We don't do it a lot at the house. For whatever reason, never thought about it. But my mom grew up making soup, tomato soup.
Yeah.
She'd make like grilled cheese sandwiches and dip them in the tomato soup.
Yeah, that right there.
Chicken soup. She'd make stew, all that stuff. What is your favorite soup before we shift gears?
It would probably have to be the my wife actually does make a great chicken noodle soup, and she does it from scratch and gets the noodles and the chicken, the broth is done the correct way. I mean, it's pretty good. Or like the new people like to say, the new kids like to say, pretty fire.
Pretty fire. Speaking of soup, I have a local basketball coach who's a buddy of mine, John Campbell. Campbell likes soup, so they call him Coach Soup.
Okay.
And he just reached out to me a few minutes ago and said, "Hey, I'm not going to go to the game. If you want to buy my tickets for face value that I pay for them to take you and your boy on Sunday, you can buy them from me." So I may be in the Biggity Building on Sunday to see the Broncos wrap up the #1 seed. Okay. You want to do Broncos first, or you want to finish the Nuggets question?
No, we need to finish the Nuggets question because I'm intrigued. I need to know what's going on. Did we make a mistake? Because when I look at, and when I mean did we make a mistake, like, look, Christian Brown has been great. He helped us win a championship as a rookie, so I don't want to disrespect him. But he did struggle a little bit this year before he signed the contract. Where someone
After he signed the
contract,
Yep.
where someone like Payton Watson, it seems like he's getting better every single week, even when he was coming off the bench. And then all of a sudden, he was getting opportunities to play alongside Jokic, and he was taking advantage of those opportunities. Now Jokic is gone, and I understand it's one game, but he looked really, really good. 24 points, was flying around, playing good defense. And if someone like Payton Watson could continue to do what he did against the Raptors, and then not just the 24 points, but just be consistent, he's going to make himself even more money, and you're doing it without playing alongside the greatest player to play the game.
It's remarkable. And here's what I'll say. The fact that you can fairly ask the question, I think, is the very point. The fact that your question is valid is a testament to just how excellent Payton Watson has been, and it feels like there is no limit for this young man. Like, we do realize he is just 23 years old. He is a baby, and he was drafted as a project. But when you drafted him back in 2022, at 20 years old, as he was turning 20, you would have hoped that he develops into the player that he is developing into right now.
He's maturing, man, right in front of our eyes.
He is. So to your question, Christian Brown, how many points a game is Christian Brown averaging this year? It's 11. How many points a game is Payton Watson averaging? 11. The difference is Payton Watson is drawing the top assignment nightly on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Like it's Anthony Edwards. It used to be Aaron Gordon. It's not anymore. It's Payton Watson. Kevin Durant. Hey, Payton Watson, you have him. I mean, so what we're seeing right now is tremendous. The answer to the question, I think, is a little bit complicated, though. Did the Nuggets make a mistake? No. Especially at the time that they had to make the decision. Who were they going to extend? Christian was more a part of the inner circle of trust.
Yeah.
He had earned his stripes and merit in a way that Payton Watson just didn't. But that doesn't mean it will always be the right answer. Because I'm pretty confident the Nuggets are going to lose Payton Watson.
Zach, don't say that.
And I'm pretty confident that Payton Watson's going to get a contract somewhere around $70 million. Maybe more.
Well, can't we do something about that, though? Like, hey, maybe dip into the second apron. I know you don't want to do it, and there's a bunch of things that go into it. But do you really want to lose a young man like Payton Watson who he doesn't have a ceiling? You don't know what he's going to be like in a couple years from now, especially playing alongside somebody like Jokic. The style that he plays with, the athletic ability, it's hard to find. And you have him right there, right in front of you that you guys drafted, all right, as a project player. And so are you really going to let him develop here in Denver and then go somewhere else and look really, really good?
Right. And the fact that he played, and it's such a small sample size, but the fact that in the first game without Joker, he's the leading scorer, like, he took the most shots by one over Jamal. I mean,
He said, I'm the captain of this ship.
And, bro, like I said in the previous segment, he's creating the shots for himself.
Yeah.
He's not like a Jokic creation. But when Jokic is out on the court, I remember telling you this a week and a half ago, Payton Watson has received the most assists from Joker this season.
He's taking advantage of it.
Totally. And he's figured out how to play with Joker. And now you're seeing him play without him and shine in a way that it's just like, think about this. He got to 24 points. He was 1 of 6 from 3. He's 2 shots from being at 30 points.
We can't lose him, Zach. Not if he's going to continue to look like this. You can't. You have to find a way. And maybe you're going to have to get rid of somebody or trade somebody that you really don't want to trade. But he is looking like the future. And we need young players to go alongside Jokic because Jokic is getting young or older.
Yeah.
And he needs younger players that can fly around and that can kind of grow with him. I'm sorry, man. Like, looking at it right now, and maybe I'm in the moment because Christian Brown has been hurt.
Right.
And we haven't seen him for a very long time.
Right.
So I want to make sure I shoehorn that one in. But I think we made a mistake not looking at Payton Watson because Payton Watson's growth is just...
But here's the thing. At the time that you had to make the decision, it would have seemed psychotic to extend Payton Watson and not Christian Brown. But by the way, there's also another reason that you're asking this question. We watched Christian Brown average over 15 points a game last year. He's several buckets away from that this year, averaging, like I just told you a few minutes ago, just 11 points. So his scoring has regressed. His numbers have really regressed. I mean, we're talking about Christian Brown shooting 21% from three this year. Now, he didn't play a ton of games before he got hurt. But if you would have told me about Peyton Watson and say, because right now he has played in 30 games, okay?
Yeah.
He started 2/3 of them. If you were to tell me back before the season started that Peyton Watson would be shooting 39% from three, are you kidding me? He is just under the Mendoza line for like bang on efficient NBA shooter, which is historically looked at 40%. He's at 39%.
50% from the field. I mean, and he's getting better every single game. And the one thing that I believe, and I think that you would agree, maybe not, don't want to speak for you, when it comes to Peyton Watson or Christian Brown, Peyton Watson defends better than Christian Brown.
He's the best on-ball defender the Denver Nuggets have.
So you have a young man who's 23 years old in Peyton Watson that plays great defense, all right, and he's going to get better as time goes on. He's working on his offensive game. The sky is the limits with this man. And I still like Christian Brown. I don't want to sit here and seem like I'm bagging on him. But if I had to choose between Peyton Watson and Christian Brown, I'm going with Peyton Watson because he brings more to the table. He's an all-around player if he could continue to work on the offensive side of the ball, which he has. Ever since he got with Aaron Gordon in the offseason and has dedicated himself, his life to basketball and being here in Denver and just working on his game, it's showing out there on the court, and he's only going to get better. And if he can do this without Jokic, that's insane.
It is. And I'm seeing on the RamosLaw.com text line, and I want to read this because I know there's more than one person that's thinking like this. Big Perm, who texts in every day, and I appreciate you so much. But he says, sell, sell, sell. Trade Peyton Watson while the iron is hot. My man, do you want to win a championship this year? Is it about right here, right now? Trading Peyton Watson would be idiotic at this point. And I would just assume that it's not even under consideration right now within the organization. All right? The chips are down right now. You are missing 5 of your 8 to 9 players that play on a regular basis. The last thing you would want to do is trade a guy who is ascending and in the month of December averaged 13 points a game and is your best on-ball defender. It doesn't make sense. I know why that thought is out there. I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense if you're trying to win a championship right now.
You lose a team by doing something like that right now. Do you know how upset Jokic would be if they got rid of Peyton Watson?
He'd be furious because they happen to have a great relationship and share the same agent. It doesn't make any sense, guys. I'm just telling you. And you asked me before the season started, you said, if there was going to be a level of concern with this team, what would it be? Because obviously we were bullish on the team before the year started. And I said 2 things. One, the inexperience of Adelman, all right, which hasn't been a big issue thus far, big picture-wise. But 2, the athleticism. This is not a very athletic team anymore. This is not 2022 or 2023.
Yeah.
Times are different. Aaron Gordon's in his 30s. He's just not who he used to be. Jokic isn't a great athlete. Jamal Murray actually showing signs of life in that department.
Healthy as he's been in a long time.
But Peyton Watson represents a level of athleticism that you have to have in order to win a championship. You have to. You don't want to move that piece. You don't. And like I said, I understand that, yeah, you'd get something like pretty good, I'm sure, for Peyton Watson right now. But you don't want to trade a player of that caliber during a hopeful run at a championship.
It's not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it. We're not passing on a diamond for a blender in this case. Right?
No.
We're not passing up Peyton Watson, who's been playing phenomenal. He's gaining confidence. He plays all around the court. He's starting to up his game offensively. He's going to give you the rebounds. He's coachable. Everything that you want in this young man is coming out, and he's shining. And you don't want to mess that up. You don't want to mess this team up. And there's a bunch of bonding going on with Jokic, with Jamal, with Peyton Watson, with Aaron Gordon, even Christian Brown. I mean, they're all have been in this together. Don't break that up right now.
No, for sure not. And just a quick house cleaning thing, just for the sake of clarity, I want to correct it. I said he and Jokic share the same agent. They did for years. He just recently switched over to Clutch Sports in a contract year. So we'll see how that whole conversation ages. But, hey, you want to beat Oklahoma City in the playoffs? when these two teams have played and the game is on the line, who's guarding SGA? It's Peyton Watson.
Mr. Watson.
Mr. Watson. Okay, shifting gears. Broncos, Sunday afternoon, playing for the 1 seed. How big are incentives? Just how wide-ranging are those conversations in an NFL locker room?
Oh, it's huge, Zach. It's huge. And usually we all know when you have incentives, it's usually for the team. It goes the team's way. Like they're saying, hey, if you can get to these certain amount of yards, these certain amount of touches, we'll reward you, but it's going to be hard to do. But you put it in there because it's attainable, right? It's attainable for you to get. And also, they want you to get some money. If you're a good organization, you still want to pay your players. You just want to make them work for it. So for me, when I was at the Houston Texans, I did a bad job. I didn't do my research. So I had a couple incentives saying, hey, Phil, if you get 1,000 yards all purpose, 500 catching, 500 running, you can get a $250,000 bonus. The little did I know is there's two other running backs, David Johnson and Mark Ingram, that had the exact same incentive. They knew that they weren't going to let us get to that incentive, and everybody was going to have a little part, and Mark was going to be the starter, and David Johnson was going to be the third down back, and Phil, you're coming in and you're going to do some running because you run well, but also a gadgets guy. So I couldn't get to that goal, and if I would have known from the start, I would have never signed off on that incentive. But for other teams, they're obtainable. Then there's something like, hey, man, if you can get to 800 yards as a second string receiver, the number 2 receiver, then we're going to reward you because we know it's hard to get to almost 1,000 yards knowing you have a number 1 receiver. So everybody is trying to get these incentives. It's at the end of the year. A lot of players are going to be close. Now it comes down to organizationally, are you going to do your players right? When I was with the Denver Broncos, Zach, there was a player by the name of DeMond Dotson, and I've told this story before.
Oh, the offensive lineman, DeMar Dotson.
DeMar
Yeah,
Dotson,
yep.
and I've told this story before.
Big old 6'7".
Yes,
yeah.
big boy. I mean, they didn't have shoes when he first got to the to the Denver Bronco facility.
Basketball sneakers.
Yeah, and even before that.
With the Cardinals, I think.
Yes, just a big man, and he was not supposed to play. He was supposed to be a depth piece and a guy that they could probably cut if something came up and there's a younger guy that they really liked. But that wasn't the case. Two of the tackles got hurt, and he had to play majority of the year. Well, he comes up with 1 game left to get an incentive of $1 million.
Yep.
And they sit him down, and they put this tackle in that was getting healthy.
Crazy.
And it was crap, right? It was bad business. You know, a bunch of the players knew about it, and it was everybody was being vocal about it. There was coaches that were vocal about it because they were upset because it wasn't done the right way. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case here in Denver.
Never again under this ownership group.
There you go, because everybody is going to be on the same page, and they want their players to get paid. Why? Because now it's going to attract other players that want to come here and sign incentive deals knowing that they can be attainable and they can get to them, and the coaching staff is going to try to get them there.
Yeah, really fascinating dynamic with these incentives with a week or two left in the NFL season, and you're seeing these conversations happen around the league. Here's a couple in Denver that I'll bring up a few. Some that are no longer attainable, some that still are. So, for example, Jonathan Cooper had a $2 million in incentives for getting to 11, 12, and 13 sacks. He's sitting on 8. So he knows there's no way I shouldn't say no way, but there's a very, 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 very small likelihood that he's going to reach any of these incentives.
See, Zach, this is, as a player, like, one, you have to look at yourself and say, dang, man, like, what went wrong with me? I started out hot. I kind of cooled down. Is it me? But also, when you have Sean sitting there saying, we want to play cage defense.
Right.
It's like, come on, Sean.
Right. I thought of that earlier today.
Come on. I want to get this incentive. Now, I may not get 13, but can I get close to 11? Like, that's your thought process. And now that you're 1 game away from the playoffs, like, it's not obtainable, and you're just out there playing. Now, of course, they're still well compensated.
Of course.
So you look at it like that. But, damn, $2 million? That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Benito, his running mate. Man, this doesn't have to do with incentives, but I have to mention this since we're just here on Cooper. Benito had 8 sacks after 6 games. What if I told you back then, after 6 games where he's sitting on 8 sacks and leading the NFL, that he would be going into week 18 with less sacks than he had just last year.
I would be saying you're lying. I would be saying that he must have missed some games.
Yeah, he must have got hurt. Right. He's been healthy. Benito has 4.5 sacks in the last 10 games. This Broncos pass rush, and we've talked about it for a few weeks now because it's been relevant. Man, it has really slowed down. Really slowed down. And Benito and Cooper are I have to pick my words carefully. They've just both really slowed down.
Yeah, they slowed down. And I'm not going to give them an excuse, but I'm getting ready to try to give them an excuse, Zach. I'm not, but I am. Because I know how it is by the time you get to the end of the year, and usually you're banged up. And although you seem like you're healthy because you're out there, you're truly not. And by the end of the season, once the season's done, whether you get to a Super Bowl or not, my guessing is we're going to be hearing about some of these players that are going to go under the knife and get something cleaned up or something repaired.
But isn't that everyone, Phil?
That's everyone, but it all comes down to like what body part you're dealing with. For Nick Benito, all right, he's had the wrist. It's so hard to get off these 320-pound defense left tackles when your wrist is broke or tore, whatever the case may be. But also, if you look at Nick Benito, now he's wearing a brace on his elbow. So now you have a wrist, an elbow, and whatever else you're dealing with. So that slows you down. Jonathan Cooper's the same way. Club on his left or right wrist,
right,
and they're banged up. Now, no excuse. You're out there. You have to make the plays. But it's hard to make plays when you're hurt and you're thinking about something that's messed up, broke, torn, and you know you got to get surgery at the end of the year. So you're just trying to be in the moment, but it hurts.
But so, and I'm sure that's the case. And obviously they're dealing with real injuries. We're seeing just a surface level of some of the, clubs and all that stuff. But here's the thing: you're still going to go try to win a Super Bowl.
You have to try.
And these are the guys that you're relying on to get there. I mean, the Broncos pass rush is the number one attribute on the football team. It just is. But it's been missing lately. And so they have got to find a way to get it back. And again, we've talked about it, and Sean says cage rush, and even on the very day he said it, I said, no, I'm not buying it. Sorry, I'm not. And I understand he doesn't want to make it a big deal, and that's his job. But the pass rush is it's not the same. So you have to figure out a way to reestablish that identity, because if they don't, this football team's not good enough to go win a Super Bowl. Without it, no.
Well, this is where Ellis and Tillman, they come to play.
Sure.
They're going to have to ramp up their game a little bit more. Help out your teammates. Help out Jonathan Cooper and Nick Benito. Make it easy on them when you're in there and you're rushing. Get to the quarterback. Get that sack. Make it easy so that when Nick Benito comes in there, he's rested. And when he's in there, he's not thinking like, okay, I have to stop the run. Now he can just pin his ears back and go and get a sack. So this is where the depth comes to play when you're banged up. Because they're banged up. Make no mistake about it. This team is banged up.
Yeah, but the teams that they're playing are also banged up.
Yeah,
right?
No, that's true.
So that's
true. But some injuries are worse than others.
Correct, and their injuries aren't bad enough because neither has missed a game.
Well, you can't say that. I mean, that's just like saying MPJ with his shoulder. He was out there, but we know it wasn't good enough.
No, and this isn't good enough.
It's not.
They're out there. It's not good enough. You're kind of making it sound like it is, though.
What I'm trying to say is this. I'm trying to say that you don't just fall off the face of the earth. We can't just sit here and be like, oh, it's VJ. It comes
Who
down.
said that?
Not you, but somebody out there is. Or maybe Zach Bye, if you want to be a part of that.
I don't care.
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how they can't win their one-on-one battles all of a sudden. There's more to it. It's usually injuries.
Phil, they're out there, and we're judging them.
All right.
So we have to. We have to, right? I mean, hey, they lost in the divisional round at home. Well, they're hurt.
Well, then we're gonna have to have the same energy with the damn Denver Nuggets and how they're banged up.
Yes.
But we're not, because we know how hard it is to play without your four of the 5 starters.
Right, but their injuries are worse enough to have them miss time.
They're bone bruises. It's basketball.
All right, touche. Some of these other incentives that can or can't be reached. Dre Greenlaw, man, he had a $250,000 incentive for playing 40% of the snaps. He was at 44% with 3 games left. And he had an additional $250K for 50% and then 60% and 70%. So he's unfortunately not going to reach any of those. This one, It just goes to show you just how far removed the production was from the expectation. And maybe he's hurt too. We got to give him a break too. But Evan Ingram.
I'm not giving him a break.
Evan
He's
Ingram.
out there, right?
Yeah. He could have earned up to $625,000 in increments for reaching 60 catches, 70 catches, 80 catches. He would have got an additional $125,000 for 80 catches combined with a playoff berth, another $125,000 for 900 receiving yards and a postseason appearance. Dude, he's currently at 47 catches for around 400 yards. He must have stopped thinking about incentives 2 months ago. I'm serious.
Well, you can't put it all on him.
No.
I think it's a mixture of.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, my guessing is Evan Ingram stopped thinking about incentives week 3.
Yeah.
When he was sitting there watching Adam Trotman get catches and out there more than he was. And he's the highest paid tight end on this football team right now.
Right.
You know, it's just been disappointing all around. I guarantee for Evan Ingram, he's looking at it like I definitely did not envision myself having the lack of production.
No.
Sean's the same way. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely didn't envision you not doing your part. So it's a mixture of everything. But you know what? We still need Evan Ingram to do something in these playoffs.
It's true.
Something has to happen, whether it's a game like he had against the Commanders.
If he has a game like that in the NFL playoffs, it makes the entire contract worth it.
Yes, we'll win just because of the tight end play, and we have to have a run game. So Evan Ingram, Sean Payton, Bo Nix, they need to put their heads together and come up with something, because we all know, and we've been banging the table for this, if you're going to be a Super Bowl champ, you got to have a run game that you can lean on late in games, and you're going to have a tight end that you can lean on in the red zone.
Well, per Sports Radar, Broncos pass catching targets have dropped 42 passes this season. That is 10% of catchable passes have been dropped. That is the second worst drop rate in the National Football League this season. And among players with at least 20 catchable passes, the 3 worst drop rates on the roster belong to Tyler Bidet, number 1, who somehow drops a ball 1 every 5 catchable passes.
That's insane.
And who's number 2? Evan Ingram, who has dropped a pass on average once out of every 7 catchable passes. And then followed by R.J. Harvey, who has dropped the ball on 1 out of every 8 catchable passes. The best drop rates on the team, guys who don't drop the ball, how about Marvin Mims being number 1?
The Mimster.
1 drop every 36 catchable passes. Number 2, Troy Franklin. 1 drop every 17 catchable passes. And Cortland Sutton being 3rd, dropping a ball 1 out of every 10 catches. So those are the top 3. The 3 worst are Harvey, Ingram, and Bidet. So, all right, you want to react to any of that conversation, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line. Troutman with $125K on the line. If he gets 5 receptions, do you think he gets it?
Oh, Sean's going to make sure he gets his boy 5 targets. Adam Troutman has been with Sean, not just with the Denver Broncos, but with the New Orleans Saints as well.
Yep.
So they're going to find a way to be creative in the red zone. I would not be surprised if Adam Troutman catches the touchdown pass as well, and they're going to try to get it done early. Couple dump off, 5-yard, 6-yard dump off passes to the tight end. It's going to be Adam Troutman.
Dante, I'm putting you on the spot here real quick. If you're not already checked out into the weekend there, he's grinding over Navy Cincinnati. He needs a winner, and I tried to give him a winner. DG, you look at Bo Nix props on game day, right?
I do.
Around what number is his passing yards total usually sort of hovering around? Is it low 200s?
Yeah, usually 220, 230. 230 feels about right.
Okay. I think that's relevant for this weekend because, excuse me, Bo Nix is 210 yards from being a 4,000-yard passer.
His number this week is 210.
Stop it. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh, no. Once I saw that segment in the rundown, I was like, let me go see what his yards is looking at.
If you don't think Sean Payton is getting his boy to 4,000 yards, you're crazy. And I'm going to be betting that in the commercial break. 3 count coming up next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. The holidays will be here before you know it, and for many families, that means excitement, but also stress. Between gifts, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out if you qualify. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Modelo at Mile High Station on Saturday, January 4th from noon to 2:25 p.m. for the Fan Football Pregame Show. Get your head in the game with orange and blue face painting and ice-cold Modelo. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans.
Colorado roads are icy. Accidents happen. When they do, you're in luck with Flanagan Law. I'm Samantha, the personal injury lawyer who stands out from the rest of the guys. Look for the Shamrock. Flanagan Law, your advocate when it matters most.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health. With the right equipment, you can train like a pro. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99. It includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Shop more than 30,000 square feet of RVs and campers, plus the best selection of off-grid and truck accessories, all at show prices. Sportsman's Expo, January 8th through 11th at the Colorado Convention Center in Denver.
Hi, it's Chuck Devine with SnowCountry.com, presented by Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Little bit of fresh snow in the mountains where some spots will see snow showers throughout the day, and Loveland with a couple inches of fresh snow. 19 trails, plenty of groom, novice, and intermediate terrain for Loveland, and Winter Park now on 40 slopes. Both spots with a couple inches of fresh snow, and same for Cooper. They're on nearly 40 trails, mostly ungroomed terrain in variable conditions. Copper Mountain with a couple inches of fresh snow and 3 dozen pack powder trails. Monarch on 70% of their terrain with a 1.5-foot snowpack. They just got a couple inches of fresh snow. And Wolf Creek on 144 trails covering 42 miles. It was snowing heavily at Wolf Creek at the crack of dawn on Friday. In Wyoming, Jackson Hole with 14 feet of fresh snow so far this season. They're on 78 trails. Grand Targhee, 86-pack powder trails, and 60 are groomed at Grand Targhee. Get more at snowcountry.com.
Peyton Manning here. Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. The drive comes off the top rope to hit you with the 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. 1. All righty. Happy Friday to you and yours. Happy New Year's to you and yours. Let's take a look at some of these updated numbers for the Denver Broncos. We've been checking in on these throughout the season. One final week to do it. Playoff probability, 100%. Division probability, 100%.
Check.
Make the division round, 86%. We know that is going to happen as long as they take care of business this weekend. Make the AFC Championship game. Phil, it is all the way up to 47% likelihood that the Denver Broncos are playing on the NFL's Final Four weekend.
See, this is what we love. This is why we do it, Zach. I was waiting for you to do this, and we finally do it. And we're at a 50% chance of making the AFC title game.
Nearly. I mean, it's nuts.
As long as we handle business, like you said, against the Chargers, mentally lock in, get some time off, because once you win and beat the Chargers, you're going to have that bye. And then you come into the facility ready to go. Come into the facility with the mindset of Super Bowl. Now it's the Super Bowl or bust type of scenario, because by that time you've won 14 games. You're on top of the world. You're number 1 seed. Everybody is kissing your boots. But what can you do when everybody's running after you, going to give you their best shot because they want to win a Super Bowl?
Man, it's so crazy. You win on Sunday against the Chargers, and you are 60 minutes from the AFC Championship game. Just crazy. And I'm drawing these numbers from ESPN's Football Power Index. Chance that the Broncos make the Super Bowl is up to 25% likelihood, and the chance the Broncos win the damn Super Bowl is 12%. Only Seattle has a higher probability with 13%, so just 1 percentage point more. But PFF disagrees. According to Pro Football Focus, the Broncos have a 17% chance to win the entire thing, the number 1 mark in the NFL.
All right, PFF, and a lot of times PFF has gone against the Denver Broncos in certain situations. So they're starting to kind of jump on the bandwagon. But at the end of the day, you have to go out there and play the game. The game is played on grass.
Yep.
All right, go out there, perform.
All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, so college football playoff fun stats for you, okay? So, this idea that, hey, college football, only 3 or 4 teams are capable of winning at the starting of the year, that's no longer true under the current setup. Georgia, goodbye. Alabama, goodbye. Ohio State, goodbye. All right, one of the following teams will win a championship. Oregon has never won a national title. Indiana has never won a national title. Ole Miss shared claimed titles back in the 1960s and won in 1959 as well. And Miami hasn't won a national championship in 25 years, going back to 2001.
Ooh, okay.
Pretty cool that it's just this wide open and seeing this much parity. But you want to know what's crazy here? Each of the 4 remaining coaches, all of them coached under Nick Saban at some point. Kurt Cignetti, my guy, and he is like a walking, talking Nick Saban. I mean, he sounds like it's nuts. Kurt Cignetti was a wide receivers and run game coordinator 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11 under Nick Saban.
Shocker. That's why they're able to run the ball when it matters the most, in the rain.
Yep. Dan Lanning was a GA, a grad assistant for Nick Saban back in 2015. Mario Cristobal, head coach of Miami, was the O-line coach 2013, 14, 15, 16. And Pete Golding was the defensive coordinator and inside linebacker coach in 2018, 19, 20, 21, and 22 for Nick Saban.
Obviously, there's a recipe for success.
Yeah.
Right, and Nick Saban knows how to win games. He knows how to coach coaches, not just players, coach coaches and pick the right coaches that can go on to be head coaches. And now you have these coaches that are fighting for a national championship.
Crazy. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
All right, there's 3 huge games in the NFL this weekend. What non-Broncos game are you most interested in between Panthers at Bucks, Seahawks at the Niners, and the Ravens at the Steelers?
Well, first off, when you said Panthers, the funny story with Phil says Panthers.
Panthers.
He's like, Dad, is that the Panthers? So it's always funny when Panthers comes up.
Dude, you want to know what? My kids have, like all kids, they say things their own way, especially when they're younger. And my wife has a notepad in her iPhone about all the different ways they have said stuff.
Oh, see, that's cute.
And you just keep adding. And for whatever reason, when my son was, 1.5, 2 years old, we used to get pizza every Friday night. And it'd be the choppa. Why the choppa? I don't know. But like every time we get pizza, we won't. It's like we're getting the choppa. So yeah, just I don't know. I don't know if it's too sappy.
Maybe Phil's learning from his dad how to say Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers. Yeah, he's learning from
Let's
Pops.
go Panthers. If I had to choose, you know what I'm going with. I'm going with the Steelers versus the Ravens. That's a playoff game. Win and you're in. If the Steelers win, they're in. If the Baltimore Ravens win, they're in. And we know Lamar's going to play. And there's been a lot of people talking about Lamar not wanting to be there or the Ravens organization not wanting Lamar there. And so there's a bunch of drama around it. But also for the Ravens, they're starting to turn things around when it comes to the run game, leaning on Derrick Henry. That's going to be a fun game. Can old man Rodgers beat the Ravens?
Man, oh man, oh man, that is fun. That is so fun. I'll give you when these games are going to be played here in 10 seconds. Carolina at Tampa is tomorrow at 2:30 in the afternoon on ABC. And then Seattle at San Francisco, with the winner being the number 1 seed in the NFC, is tomorrow night on ABC and ESPN at about 6 o'clock. And then the Ravens game that you just referenced, that is Sunday Night Football. So, man, oh man, pack a lunch. This is going to be a really, really fun weekend of football. Okay, what is the expectation this week according to Mike Kliss? We'll check in with our guy next.
Will the Broncos avenge their early season loss to the Chargers and roll into the postseason with a win? We'll break it all down in the Fan Football Postgame Show, presented by Modelo, live on game day from Mile High Station starting 2 hours before kickoff. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, it's Mike Evans with Todd Whalen from Advanced Tax Solutions. Well, Todd, it couldn't last forever. The government shutdown is over. The IRS is back and ready to roll. What does that mean for folks who have an IRS bullseye painted on their back?
Well, Mike, we've seen this once before. They were completely closed during the pandemic. And what happened? They came out with their gloves on and started levying people. So now, if you have an IRS problem, it's way better if you can get a solution before you get the levy notice. You have more options, you have more time, we have the ability to do a better job. So if you're ready and it's time to get this IRS problem off your back, now's the time.
All right, Todd, I get it. The IRS is back. They mean business, but you know what? You mean business too. You've been doing this for a long time. You're ready to help folks out with all of their IRS tax issues. Give Advanced Tax Solutions a call today, 303-753-6040. That's 303-753-6040.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Hey guys, believe it or not, golf season is just around the corner, and that means the newest gear and the latest tech are starting to drop. It's Stoke here from my friends at Embers Golf. If you want to hit the ground running in 2026, now's the time to get dialed in. Book a custom fitting at Embers Golf and experience the newest equipment built to elevate your game. I know, trust me, I got set up last year, and spots fill up fast. So get in, get fit, and get ready to play your best season yet. Get everyone in the family ready for golf season at Embers Golf in Westminster. Embers Golf, ignite your game.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
The Lowe's Closeout event means the final savings of the season are here. It's your last chance to get deals on seasonal decor, tools, flooring, and so much more. Refresh your home, check off your project list, or simply stock up on the brands you trust. Shop now to grab amazing deals before they're gone. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/7. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Kick off 2026 with your 10-time national champions, your Denver Pioneers hockey team in Magnus Arena, January 2nd and 3rd.
Took it into the offensive end, now taken away. Here's Rieger Lorenz. 2 Tigers got bodied up with each other. Lorenz in front, backhanded, a save made by Americo. The best chance of the night for Denver.
DU will host Maine. Denver Hockey versus Maine, presented by Wendy's. Tickets available online now. See you in 2026.
This segment on 104.3 The Fans brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Tribe with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, let's check in with our guy, Mike Kliss, our 9 News Broncos insider. He's presented by Fitness Gallery. Kliss, thanks for being here. Happy New Year, my friend. I have to you. Yeah. I have to ask you, it's a style points question again. So here we are, week 18, okay, and the Broncos haven't looked great here recently. It was a slog on Thursday Night Football. They got their butt kicks against the Jags, and it feels like that win over Green Bay was over a month ago. For you to feel good about this football team entering the playoffs, do you want to see the Broncos win handily?
No, not necessarily. I mean, the playoffs aren't about winning handily. It's about, the playoffs, really, the way the Broncos played that Raider game in Vegas and the way they played the game in Kansas City is playoff style of football. It's just not against playoff opponents. So that's what you have to try to reconcile there. But the way they played, controlling the ball 39 minutes to 21, doubling up on the first downs, almost doubling up on the yardage. Problem with that style, that methodical style of play, is you don't score.
Right.
You don't score all that much. And so you keep the other team hanging around, and an inferior team can get a fluke play and, shock you. So that's the thing you have to worry about. They controlled the game, but that's generally what happens in the playoffs. You just got to make sure you don't give up that fluke play, because as much as they dominated the Raiders in Vegas a month ago and dominated the Chiefs on Kansas City, at least the Chiefs game, they were down at the 21 with seconds to go. It's a good thing that Miners had that snap count, or they'd have gone into overtime. So
just to be,
I understand,
Mike, just to be clear, and I don't mean to interrupt you, or in this case, I think I do. You're going to feel good about the Broncos going into the postseason if they win 10-7 against these backups on Sunday at home.
Maybe not 10-7, but I'm expecting 20-10.
Okay.
Because that's the 2025 Broncos, and it's who they are. It's what they've been, and let's say they play Houston in the first round, which or the second round, which might be the case. That's going to be 17-13.
Right.
They're not blowing out Houston in the second round. If they win 17-13 in the second round against Houston, they're in the AFC Championship game. So I guess the Broncos, they're not the most scintillating, dominating team I've seen going into the playoffs, but there's red flags everywhere in this tournament. Houston's last in the red zone offense. The 49ers are last in sacks. The Seattle Seahawks, as good as they've been, they're way up there in turnovers. I think they have the most turnovers of any of the playoff teams. The Rams look like they're going to run away with it, that they had that capability. Now their defense is falling apart. So there's just warts all over every team. I don't know if the Broncos should be favorite, but they got a chance with about 5 or 6 others.
They definitely have a chance, Mike. There's one thing that may hinder them, though, if they don't get it changed, and that's defensively. We know this is the backbone of the team, but when it comes to getting the sacks, that has slowed down. Are you concerned about the Denver Broncos defense going into the playoffs, knowing that they've slowed down when it comes to getting those sacks?
Yeah, I asked Nick Bonito. Nick Bonito was voted the MVP, which I don't know how Bo Nix didn't win the award, but that's the way it is.
MVP for the team, like the team voted him MVP for the Broncos.
The media, local media.
Oh, the local media voted Benito the MVP of the team.
We didn't get a vote.
How many people? So bring us behind the curtain. How does that work? How does that voting process work? Who votes and how do they do it?
Jeff Legwold, who's been he's big in the Pro Football Writers Association.
Mm-hmm.
Been a national president a couple times. He goes around to the media that's out there. He goes to the media that's out there all the time.
Okay.
And asks for their vote. And it's there about 5 years ago we started the Demaryius Thomas Award, which goes to the MVP. And there's always been, or there has been for 19 years, the Darren Williams. Phillip, you won the Darren Williams one year, didn't you?
I don't think I did.
They call it the Good Guy Award.
No, I don't think I.
That's
I was too much of a bad guy. I was naughty.
You should have got that. Well, we're going to have to retroactively give you one of those.
I appreciate
it. So anyway, Benito won them both, and there were a lot of candidates for the Good Guy Award. I voted for Singleton on account of how he handled cancer. With us. I thought that kind of put him over the top, but Hufanga, you can give it to McGlinchey every year. There are a couple others for that, but the MVP I thought was, I guess Bo only had 12 comeback wins. He's going to have to get 13 to win it, I guess. But Benito, anyway, Benito in the sacks.
Yes.
He's in a sack slump, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't had a sack in 3 straight games. He's had 4 sacks, 4.5 in his last 10 games. So I asked him about that in the midst of the revelry of his awards. And he said that what he thinks is happening is because they had so many sacks early, offenses are adjusting.
Yeah.
It's much quicker passes.
Yeah, ball's right out.
The ball's coming out. They're using that extra tight end. They're going heavy protection. And so it's hard to get there in 2.1 seconds. And he thinks it's more, not just him and not just Cooper, but it's, the whole team. Zach Allen, everybody are having a hard time getting there because offenses are adjusting.
Kliss, oh man, we don't have much time. I have to ask you. I've never asked you to stick around for a second segment. Is that possible? Can you stay with us, or do you have stuff to do?
I can. You have asked me before.
Have I?
Said,
well,
I said yes.
Well, I try not to make a habit of. I try not to make a habit about it because you're scheduled for one, and I don't know what other stuff you have going on. But you had a. I still have a couple of follow-up Bronco questions for you, but you also had a line in a recent piece about a former Bronco that made me say, "Huh, really?" And we'll get to that with Mike Kliss coming up next.
All right.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health. With the right equipment, you can train like a pro. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Cake Mortgage Corp, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. These days, we expect everything fast. Streaming, food delivery, even same-day shipping. So why should using the equity in your home to get cash be any different? At Cake Mortgage, we get fast. We just got a client approved for $300,000 in under 24 hours with our Cake Fast Cash program. If you're struggling with high-interest debt, roll it into one low monthly payment and save hundreds or more each month. The best part? You'll keep your current mortgage rate and only pay for what you use. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked fast cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 720-850-0012. That's 720-850-0012. Or visit cakehome.com for thousands of 5-star reviews.
Enjoy this run to the playoffs and be safe when you're going to the games or to parties. If you do get into an accident, make the right call to Flanagan Law. While the other guys blend in, I stand out. Look for the Shamrock. Flanagan Law, your advocate when you need it most.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, bonus segment with Mike Kliss. All right, really appreciate you, Kliss, sticking around.
What a treat.
It really is here on a Friday.
Hey, it's the number one show in Denver at the afternoon. I can't be passing up this opportunity.
Hey, how cool is that, by the way? And I appreciate you late last week showing us love on social media the way that you did. That is meaningful, and you're a big part of what we do here. You know, we're the number one station. Yes, we're the number one show, but we're also the number one station in the whole market. And Mike, you come on all the shows, and it's always added value to our listener. There's no doubt.
You guys, I feel like I'm invested. You know, I saw you guys grow from the very first show. You know, and so that's why it was cool to see.
Yeah, no, for sure, sure.
I started by asking Mike Kliss about the Denver Nuggets.
Oh my gosh! All right. So, Mike, do you remember that? It was one of our first interviews. We had just started the show. Phil's got no idea what he's doing. He's swimming. He's drinking through a fire hose, and he gets caught like not being focused and not having a question lined up in his head. And he asked you about the Nuggets. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that. Although I was driving, from the Broncos, and I was making the comment you guys a couple segments ago, and you guys said, should we go to Payton Watson, or should we talk Nuggets, or should we talk Broncos? And you made the decision to go to Payton Watson for a segment. I was like, you guys ain't going to be number one for very long. You keep making those decisions.
Take it easy, Mike. You just trust me. You just trust me. So I'm sure we have a follow-up or two about the Broncos, but I want to pay off the tease because, man, you had a piece recently that you shared a piece of information that I had heard whispers about, but I hadn't it hadn't ever been it certainly wasn't reported at the time, and it wasn't. I had not seen it publicly put out there. But you had a line in one of your articles about Von Miller and how Von Miller on a regular basis would miss meetings during the season, but the kicker is while he was in the building. And that I thought that was a really, really unusual. I remember Von's last year. I heard, and I've shared this on the air before, that I heard Vic Fangio had like an edict to his other coaches. He did not want Von Miller around other young players. And I was just but I had never heard that Von regularly would miss meetings, but he was in the building. That was new.
Yeah. You know, that was kind of a spacey Vaughn. It wasn't a malicious Vaughn or I'm better than everybody else kind of Vaughn. Vaughn, I think we'd all agree what makes him so endearing is that, he's a big kid, and there's some of that naivety that he has. He would be there are plenty of meetings missed with, my kid is sick. The babysitter was late. I had a flat tire, but Vaughn would regularly be in the meeting, be in the building and miss the time. Everyone knew what time Somehow he would disappear into a nook and cranny of the building and come out into an empty locker room and wonder where everybody was. So that was early in his career. He did adjust. He's, you don't play 15 years in the NFL without paying attention to detail and doing all the little things. He's matured, and he got that pass rush summit going to where he picks up all the little techniques and shares the techniques he can. So as he's lost his athleticism, he's still able to play on guile. And but earlier in the career, Vaughn was all about athleticism, and he was something else. He was so good, you kind of turned the other way if he missed a meeting.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you this. The food is a little bit different now than it was even when Vaughn was playing, so he could have been in the bathroom for about 10, 15 minutes.
Was it like that?
It was like that.
Goodness. All right.
It's good now. I hear it's great now.
Yeah, and Mike, I mean, there are so many great things with this organization right now, and Phil and I were having a discussion earlier in the show about incentives, final week incentives, and looking at it through all the angles, right? You have someone like Dre Greenlaw who was going to get an incentive if he played 40% of the defensive snaps. He was at 44%, and then he gets hurt. Do we know where we're at with Dre Greenlaw, Mike?
Yeah, he's been the last couple of days. We saw him rehabbing on a side field. He was actually inside the field house. So they didn't put him on IR like they put Wattenberg on IR. And Wattenberg is 4 weeks, no doubt about it. He's missing the first round if they happen to play, which I doubt, but he's going to miss the second round. Greenlaw, they didn't put him on IR, so they want him back for that second round playoff game. And, so it's basically a 3-week hamstring injury, not a 4-week hamstring injury. And he's good enough. You want him that 4th week. And so that's the plan with him right now. We'll see.
Mike, what about John Franklin Myers? I do know that he went out. He played, I want to say, 11 snaps against the Kansas City Chiefs, and then he went out with a hip injury or something close to that. Do you expect him to play, or are they going to rest him to get ready for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think he'll play. I think he'll go. That was the talk earlier in the week. He didn't play the second half because of a hip flexor that hurt him. He hurt it a little bit the game before against Jacksonville. It wouldn't have, from what I understood, it wouldn't have hurt him if they played a Sunday game instead of that Thursday night Christmas game. And it kind of acted up during stretch. So he didn't play the second half. And I do think he'll play, although, if things work out in this game the way they did for the Broncos against the Chiefs last year in the last game, he might be one of the first guys pulled.
Mike, I'm going to give you 3 facts about Sunday's game. I was doing research, as I do every single week, and I made it into a social media video. So you may have seen it already, but there's 3 really fun storylines this weekend. You tell me which is your favorite. Storyline number 1, Sean Payton can be the 3rd coach ever to have the top seed in the AFC and the NFC. He had the number 1 seeded Saints, and here he has a chance to do it with the Broncos. The only 2 other coaches in NFL history, Andy Reid with the Eagles and the Chiefs, and Tom Coughlin with Jacksonville and then the Giants. Story number 2, Bo Nix, if they win, he'll tie Russell Wilson for the most wins in his first 2 NFL seasons, which the irony is very obvious here. He's replacing Russ and accumulating these wins while they absorb the largest dead cap from him in NFL history. And then the third storyline is R.J. Harvey has scored a touchdown in 5 straight games. That's a Broncos rookie record. If he gets in the end zone this weekend, that'll be 6 straight games, and that'll be the first time it's happened for a rookie running back since, more irony, J.K. Dobbins back in 2020. Which of those stories sticks out as the most fun for you?
Well, I like the Bo tie-in Russell Wilson because of all the ties that record, and sharing. I think Bo's number is more impressive than Russell's number because Russ, I think, was way more of a beneficiary of one of the all-time great Yeah, Sean, I'll call you right back.
Go ahead. Add
Well
him to the list.
played. Well played.
Those Seattle, I mean, the defenses, what did they call Legion of Boom?
Yep.
Their defenses were just tremendous. I thought they carried Russ early in that. And Bo, to get his wins, he's had to overcome, like you said, I think overcoming that dead cap, $85 million over 2 years.
Crazy.
For this win total is really impressive. I do think the Sean number 1 seed is a neat deal, but when I first when Sean Payton was introduced, and I kind of asked him, what do you want to? Why are you with the Broncos? Do you know Patrick Mahomes is in this division? And he never blinked at that.
Right.
And Mahomes was winning it every year, man. He was going to the Super Bowl every year. And he was like 26. It looked like he was going to do it for 10 more years. And but he said, Sean Payton said one of his big goals when he took this job, in fact, his biggest goal, is no coach has won a Super Bowl in both conferences.
Right.
Or with 2 teams.
Correct.
With 2 teams.
Correct.
So he wants to be the first coach with 2 teams. So the number 1 seed, that's like, the way it is with the current Broncos. It's nice, but it's not the Holy Grail here. The Holy Grail is that he's a Super Bowl winner with 2 teams. And then the RJ Harvey, man, he's sneaking up on us, isn't he?
Correct. Yep.
I think it's cool that it is a touchdown type of thing, because he is a touchdown type of runner. He's not necessarily open field. What I'm trying to say is, what gets me about RJ Harvey that I didn't realize till halfway through the season is how tough he is at breaking tackles. He is a strong son of a gun. I thought he was a slasher. He had a nice jump step in OTAs and training camp. He was slow, I think, mentally, with the game plan and all that kind of stuff, like all rookies are swimming. But, man, he is one guy does not bring him down. It takes 2 guys to bring him down, and that's what's been impressive.
All right, that is a perfect place to leave it, Mike. We appreciate you doing kind of back-to-back double-duty segments with us. I just appreciate you, man. Happy New Year.
Right. Same to you guys. We'll see you out there Sunday.
All right, sounds good. That was our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. They sell the world's finest fitness equipment. Okay, there were some real curveballs in the college football playoff. What was our biggest takeaway from the last 48 hours? We'll take a dive into it coming up next.
Will the Broncos end their stellar regular season with a divisional win before the playoffs? We'll react to it all in the Fan Football Postgame Show, live on game day starting at the 2-minute warning. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Weekend escape to bucket list adventure. Plan your trip at the Sportsman's Expo. This is the region's greatest selection of outdoor travel. Colorado, the West, Alaska to Mexico, Canada to South Africa, outfitters, guides, lodges, and destinations. Your chance to meet the experts who'll make your trip unforgettable. Colorado's largest Sportsman's Expo is back January 8th through 11th at the Colorado Convention Center in Denver. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements: more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey guys, believe it or not, golf season is just around the corner, and that means the newest gear and the latest tech are starting to drop. It's Stoke here from my friends at Embers Golf. If you want to hit the ground running in 2026, now's the time to get dialed in. Book a custom fitting at Embers Golf and experience the newest equipment built to elevate your game. I know, trust me, I got set up last year, and spots fill up fast. So get in, get fit, and get ready to play your best season yet. Get everyone in the family ready for golf season at Embers Golf in Westminster. Embers Golf, ignite your game.
They said if I got drunk, if I did coke, I'd be one of the guys. They said meth would help me get through my exams.
They said synthetic drugs would give me a safe high.
They said sniffing glue was no big deal.
Totally safe.
I could party all night.
It would help me forget my problems.
He said he'd love me forever if I smoked crack with him.
They said I wouldn't get hooked after the first hit. They said weed wouldn't lead to harder drugs. They lied. They lied. They lied.
He lied. Find out the truth about drugs.
Drugfreeworld.org.
Drugfreeworld.org.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Imagine your home quieter, cooler, and more beautiful with the new Infinity from Marvin windows. Right now, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is offering 25% off. These aren't ordinary windows. They're built to outlast, outperform, and turn heads. Family owned since 1973, trusted across Colorado, and they never cut corners. Call them 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Don't delay. Quality costs less than regret.
The truck driver wasn't paying attention and crashed straight into you. Now you're paying the price. You're looking at surgeries, missed work, and more. Call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has been helping truck crash victims for 50 years. And with over $50 million recovered after truck crashes, our results speak for themselves. Call our team today and let us fight for every dollar you deserve.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, feeling cooped up this winter? Mark Schlereth here. You know these Colorado nights can get freezing cold with your furnace running non-stop just to keep things cozy. But here's the thing. While your heating system is working overtime, it's also blowing dust, dirt, and debris through your air ducts and straight into the air you breathe. That's where Ductworks comes in. Your trusted air duct cleaning experts. Using a powerful combination of scraping and vacuuming technology, the Ductworks team clears out years of buildup, grime, and other gunk hiding in your ductwork. The results? Cleaner, fresher air, better energy efficiency, and a healthier home or office for you and your family. Don't wait until spring. Breathe easier now with top-rated service from Ductworks. Call them at 303-425-0985 or visit them online today at ductworks.com for a free residential or commercial estimate.
303-425-0985.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach Pye and Phillip Lindsay.
It was good talking Broncos with our guy Kliss there and sticking around for a couple segments. Appreciate that. Looking back at the college football playoff, man, what a crazy sequence of events.
It was glorious.
What do you guys think? I'll loop in DG here behind the glass as well. What was more surprising for you personally? Ole Miss upsetting Georgia or Miami upsetting Ohio State?
I'll go first, and then one of you guys can fight for the next one. But I'm going to have to go with Ole Miss upsetting Georgia. I truly thought Georgia was going to just put it to them. Now, I know it was going to be a good game at the beginning. It always is. But Georgia just seemed like they're the better team, and they've been getting better as the time has gone on. Is Kirby Smart. They have a couple of big-time players that can make some big-time plays. And for Ole Miss, you're missing some of your coaching staff. You're missing the head coach, the guy that got you to this point. And yet they shut me up because I had Georgia beaten up on Ole Miss. Ole Miss was able to do their part. It was a fun, exciting game, and those young men rally around each other and the coaching staff, and they're on to the next.
Dante, what was more surprising for you?
I'm with Phil. I think it was Ole Miss beating Georgia. I had Ohio State or Georgia. To me, one of those teams was going to win the national title. So it wasn't about what they are as much as I thought Miami was a little better than Ole Miss. I liked what Miami brought. Cristobal, builds his teams through the trenches. He's always done it that way. He was an O-lineman. He was an O-line coach at Alabama before this. So it was no surprise to me that they could hang around in the trenches. And I just didn't think Ole Miss had this in the tank. I really didn't. Trinidad Chambliss, my goodness.
Dude, that kid is just freaking balling right now.
Yeah, he looked so good in that game, and I was kind of on Phil's train of thought as well. As like, they don't have their head coach. They do have their head coach. Their head coach right now is going to be their head coach next year.
Correct.
So I'm usually not a fan of hiring the guy that just happens to be there when your coach leaves. I don't think that's the way you earn a big-time program's head coaching job. So I didn't have too much trust in him, but he has proved me wrong. He's looked great, and you get down in a game, and Georgia's so good when they have the lead in these games, and they were able to fight back, and that's easily when the wheels can go off the train at that point, is when you're down by 9 points going into halftime. You screw up that end of the half field goal.
Yeah, right.
It would be very easy for that to crumble, and they just did the absolute opposite of that.
Well, a couple stunners. I mean, for me, I'll go against you guys. I thought it was Ohio State losing. I mean, I just had Ohio State going back to the national championship, winning the national championship, atoning for the Big Ten title game, a loss against Indiana. But man, this is fun. I mean, this is really fun. No Georgia, no Ohio State, no Alabama. Like, this thing is just hanging. It's incredible. It's very, very high drama. And wrapping your head around the idea that one of Miami or Ole Miss is going to be playing in the national championship. It's just, man, I freaking love college football. The beatdown that Indiana gave Alabama, 38-3. I warned our audience emphatically that was going to happen on Wednesday. And after an initial 3-and-out, Phil, the Hoosiers scored on 6 of their next 7 possessions. This thing got out of hand.
The Indiana Hoosiers are the most fundamentally sound teams that I've seen in a very long time. And it's not like they have a bunch of hype around them or a bunch of 5-star recruits and they're forking up all this money. They just play really, really good football. Kirk Cinetti is a damn good coach that makes sure that his team is prepared. They had a month to prepare for this. They could have easily been like Georgia or Ohio State and lost the game because they feel like they have arrived. It's the opposite with them. It's Kirk Cinetti is always putting it in their ear, hey, we have not arrived yet. We have to get to the final destination, and that's winning the national championship. And when you have that quarterback, Fernando, that a lot of people disrespect, and okay, I understand he's not the flashiest or the exciting or the yards are not there, but he's consistent, he's accurate with the football, and he's that leader that everybody surrounds himself with all these players that are believing in him, and they're doing well. So for me, Indiana is going to win the national championship.
I think so too. Ole Miss, now this is interesting. The coaching staff at Ole Miss, and this is per Ross Dellinger. He said, quote, "It remains unclear if the 6 Ole Miss assistants who have signed with LSU will coach the Rebels in the college football playoff semifinal next week against Miami." So they're still going through this. Yeah. And I'm curious how that situation settles itself here in the next week or so. And then Ole Miss, scoring 20 points in the fourth quarter. Dante mentioned it, but Georgia was up 9 points at halftime. It looked like by all indications, this was going to be a rout. But Trinidad Chambliss thrown for 362 yards and a pair of tutties. Are you kidding me? That kid looks like a pro. He really does. Ole Miss had a win probability at the start of the fourth quarter of just 24%. That, for me, along with Indiana, is the best story right now being told in college football.
Yeah, hands down. Indiana being number one because of Kirk Cignetti and just kind of how he got there and arrived. And then for Ole Miss, having to rally around each other because of the coaching change. You have to respect what's going on over there, and it's fun. Like, this is why we watch these playoff games now. You don't know who is going to win.
Nope.
We thought Ohio State was going to win. No, we were wrong. We thought Georgia was going to win. No, we are wrong. So it's fun. It's going to keep us all glued to the TV screen, and I can't wait to see what the viewership is looking like, man.
Gosh.
The ratings are going to be off the charts.
Yes, they really are. And let me try to pull up here what the remaining schedule looks like, because we don't have to wait as long this time around here. So it'll be next weekend. The games will be played. So this is what it looks like it's actually ahead of next weekend, Thursday. That first game is on Thursday, January 8th at 5:30 on ESPN, Miami and Ole Miss. Oh, man. And then the next Friday on January 9th, it'll be Oregon against Indiana in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium there in Atlanta, Georgia. The other one, Miami and Ole Miss, are going to be at the State Farm Stadium down there in Glendale, Arizona.
Yep.
Early numbers in terms of favorites for these games: Miami a 3.5-point favorite over Ole Miss, and Indiana is a 4-point favorite against Oregon. Cannot wait.
What does Dan Lanning have up his sleeve? He's not going to go down. At least he's going to try not to go down without a fight. Last year, he had a chance to try to get Ohio State, and that did not go good for him.
No, it didn't. So I don't know what Lanning has up his sleeve, but he might have Cignetti's boot up his butt here in about 5-6 days from now. Okay, the Nuggets pulled off a big-time upset on the road in their first game without Jokic, but it came at another crucial cost, and we'll talk about it next.
Denver and Los Angeles are squaring off for their final game of the regular season. Kick your football Sunday off in style with Denver Game Day, powered by Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos. Live on Game Day starting 4 hours before kickoff. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303-LAW-4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303-LAW-4040.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health. With the right equipment, you can train like a pro. That's why I've made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hey, the cold weather is here. Stoke here from my friends at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new furnace? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinions. And don't forget about heat pump rebates. They've never been better. Up to $13,500 only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that G.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Download to see if you qualify for Albert Instant Advance. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription is required for Instant Advance. Please see the Albert app or albert.com for subscription pricing. Subscriptions can be canceled at any time.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? You can get up to a $1,000 advance fast to pay for car repairs, bills, rent, groceries, whatever you need. Plus, Albert can help you find ways to save and give you a custom budget to actually grow your money.
Albert can get me up to $1,000?
Exactly. But they do more than get you up to $1,000. Albert is your financial assistant, helping you budget, save, and spotting you money in a pinch.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000 for your bills, rent, groceries, and more. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to get up to $1,000. Use code PLAN to get up to $1,000.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. What if you could use the equity in your home to get cash fast? With no appraisal, zero hassle, and less waiting with Cake? You can. The Cake Fast Cash program is like turning your home into your ATM. People are using it to pay off high-interest debt, do renovations, tackle student loans, or cut monthly bills by hundreds, even thousands of dollars. The best part? Your current mortgage rate won't change. With Cake, you also get peace of mind. We're AAA rated by the Better Business Bureau and backed by thousands of 5-star reviews. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked Cake Fast Cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 720-850-0012. That's 720-850-0012. Or visit cakehome.com for thousands of 5-star reviews.
As the year winds down, Groove Toyota is here to help you gear up for what's next. Lock in 1.99% APR for up to 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on the new 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5. With Toyotathon in full swing, Groove Toyota has zero down lease options on top models, making this the easiest time of the year to upgrade. Finish the year strong with Groove Toyota on Broadway in Inglewood or at GrooveToyota.com.
Offer expires 1/5/26. Not all will qualify. Restrictions apply. With approved credit, call 720-961-4465 for complete details.
It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The Denver Nuggets pulled off a legitimate upset on the road at the Toronto Raptors. And it was the first game without Joker. And no Joker, no problem. I mean, goodness gracious, it was such an interesting game. It was one of these where like I'm watching it like fascinated for kind of like some of the wrong reasons.
Yeah, it was like it's like a little sick, you know. But you're sick, Zach. So I know you were watching that game like, damn, this is kind of intriguing.
Yeah, I was like, how are they going to do this?
Yeah, for sure.
And it started for me with just a collection of men playing as hard as they possibly can. And we break these games down and talk about dynamics and coaching and lineups and staggering and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like on Wednesday night, it comes down to, are you playing as hard as you can for all 48 minutes?
Isn't that what you teach your young team?
Totally.
Go out there with effort. It's all about effort. Defense is all about effort. Making the plays. You're going to miss shots, but take them. Be aggressive. And that's exactly what the Denver Nuggets did. They played some defense. You said it best. Like, they were running around like their heads were cut off, but they were playing together.
Yep.
They were playing like this was a championship game. And they helped them out, and they ended up winning the game because of it.
Well, Adelman wanted that one. I mean, he was so invested during that game. And you could also tell by who he didn't play. Like, Zeke Naji did not check into the game. Julian Strother was healthy enough to play, did not check into the game. Like, they played 8 dudes. That's it. And so it's one of these things where it was one of these nights where after the game, and I say this from time to time, it's like these guys are millionaires. They get to play a kid's game. They don't know who I am. I'm sure most of these guys don't know that I exist on planet Earth.
I don't know about that.
Yet I was proud of them. It just feels weird to say, like, I was proud of that group. I really was. And Payton Watson to go for a team high 24 points?
That's who I'm proud of.
I mean, goodness gracious.
I mean, the way that he has approached this year, Payton Watson, is just professional. Got in the gym, got better, stayed here, worked with the staff, worked with Aaron Gordon.
Yep.
Like, just doing things the right way, understanding that his partner, Christian Brown, just got paid a lot of money, and he wants to be the next one. He has all the ability to do that. He has the tangibles to be a really good player in this league for a long time. He's athletic. He's lengthy. He can play great defense. And so he's looking at it like, hey, this is my year, contract year, and it's going right for him. But he's the biggest reason why it's going right, because his mindset is just different this year. It's more business-like.
Yeah.
And he's getting these opportunities to play alongside Jokic. He's taking advantage of those opportunities. But one thing he's doing a great job of now, and I know it's just one game, so it's a small sample size, but he was able to go out there and show who he was without Jokic.
Correct.
Something that Christian Brown hasn't been able to do. Jamal Murray hasn't been able to do. Aaron Gordon hasn't been able to do. So this is a great sign for a young player like Payton Watson, who's only 23 years old.
23 years old. And when you took him at the end of the first round in 2022, when he had just turned 20, you would have hoped that here he is in year 4, like that this is what you'd be seeing. And yeah, I mean, it's close to best case scenario, because he's also drawing the top defensive assignment almost every single night here in these recent weeks. I cannot believe how much this team is relying on Spencer Jones. 2 people played 38 minutes the other night. One, Jamal Murray on a max contract. The other, Spencer Jones, by NBA standards, is playing for free on a 2-way contract, playing 38 minutes. And this guy's diving all over the floor. You talking about max effort guy? They would call, like, at the park or 24-hour fitness, they would call someone like Spencer Jones a go hard or a try hard. Yeah. Like, he is just max effort, like, goodness gracious.
He's trying to earn a spot.
Totally.
He knows right now he's not eligible to play in the playoffs. So what does he have to do? Continue to do what he's doing. Be consistent. Play at a max effort. Play his type of basketball and continue to grow. At some point, you're going to have to reward the man because he's been available for you. He's making some plays. He's able to put up some points. What was it, 20? His highest when it came to point scoring this year has been.
Yeah. I mean, he's had a couple games where he really goes off from 3.
Say 20. He had a 28-point game. I may be lying, so don't.
Yeah, no. He had a 28-point night on December 1st against Dallas.
So it's like he's there's glimpses there of somebody that wants to be a part of this team and willing to do whatever it takes to be a part of this team. I'm interested to see, are the Denver Nuggets in the front office going to reward him and put him on the roster?
That remains to be seen. I don't think that's coming anytime soon because I don't believe they can right now. But yeah, I just mentioned a couple minutes ago how bad David Adelman wanted that game. Actions, right? With Adelman's actions, who did he trust the most the other night? Spencer Jones was in that circle of trust. So really interesting to see. Deron Holmes, man, it was so good to see Deron Holmes, former first-round pick out of Dayton, tore his ACL on his first Achilles, his first summer league game. And this guy, for all intents and purposes, basically making his NBA debut 2 nights ago, and he goes 4 for 5 from the field. He was ready to shoot it, made multiple threes, had a corner three, had a three near the top, and above the break three, they call them. Finishing around the hoop in the dunker spot, he had multiple dunks. I am really, really intrigued what I'm seeing from Deron Holmes in basically the first a chance to actually view him.
But you know what, Zach? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm just so surprised. Now, of course, I'm surprised he's doing that at this level. But when he was in the G League or the Summer League this year, he had a situation where he went for 13 or 15 points, and then he turned around later on and had 19 points, 17 rebounds. He's getting healthier, and now he's getting his opportunity to go out there and show that he belongs on this roster, and now he's going to have to play some center. So what does that look like, when you have to be at this center and play against some of these elite centers that are big, and you have to do it night in and night out until you get Jokic back? Or JV, what's going on with him? We don't know when he's going to come back with that calf.
Yeah, and we'll get to that here. But if you would have told me 2 years ago that Phillip Lindsay was quoting Deron Holmes' Summer League stats retroactively, I said, wait, what?
I just remember it, man.
That's great stuff. That is great stuff. Yeah, and you're right. He may have to play center because Valanciunas, and this is just the most painful irony. You have the best Jokic backup of the Jokic era here in Denver. And in the very first game that Jokic has to miss, Valanciunas gets hurt in the third. And he's got a calf strain, and it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. So I think there may be some nights here because I don't know how they're going to generate offense because Valanciunas was pretty good the other night. Yeah. 17 points on 5 of 6 shooting, 9 rebounds. He was on his way to having an awesome game. I said pretty good. He was on his way to having an awesome game, and he gets hurt. And there's going to be some nights here where these Nuggets just cannot generate offense. And they won that game with their defense, holding Toronto to 103 points. It wouldn't shock me if on a night like tonight, they go to Cleveland and the score is 129-104. It's just not going to shock me if there's some nights like that as this group tries to discover their basketball identity without Joker.
Without Jokic, without the firepower, the points that you can score, you have to just stick to playing defense. If I'm David Adelman, I'm saying, hey, man, we have to be aggressive defensively on the perimeter. Do not let the Cavaliers get heated up. Let them get going and go from there. You can't score the points. You know that you're without two centers. Your starting center, Jokic, and then your backup. So it's going to have to be really good attention to detail and great defense. That's how you're going to beat the Cavaliers tonight.
Well, I don't think it's happening. I think the other shoe drops here.
You think it's coming around the corner?
That they were incredibly galvanized for the reason that you gave on Wednesday before we signed off. You picked the Nuggets to win that game, that they would all come together with incredible sense of urgency.
Yeah, it's your formula that you went against, which I don't understand why you go against your own formula.
Yeah, and the formula that he's quoting is if I had a sports gambling manifesto, there's probably 50 things in there. Championship games, bet the under in the first half. There's a million of them like that. But one of them is when a star player's out in the first game, bet the team that is missing the star player because of what you pointed out on Wednesday. Another one, the inverse, is bet against the team that is getting a return of a superstar player as they reconfigure the usage rates and everything and sort of reestablish who they are. But then you have to play the next game. And I remember there was a football team, Indianapolis Colts, that were winless and fired their coach and hired Jeff Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I was right there. Right there, Zach.
Jeff Saturday became Jeff Sunday, and you were on that team.
I was on the team.
And you guys won that first game that Jeff Saturday's in the fold.
He believed in us.
What happened after that?
We went back to what we usually do, just played selfish football, and we were not a good team.
Yeah.
Another one I was on, the Denver Broncos. Drew Lock got hurt. Brandon Allen, by the name of Brandon Allen, comes into the game. We're playing the Cleveland Browns.
I remember.
We end up beating the Browns.
Yep.
We end up having to go on the road to Buffalo. And you know how that ends when you go to Buffalo. We got our asses handed to us.
And that was the game after.
That was the game after.
Yes.
With Brandon Allen.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. So tonight, I think it's one of those nights where the other shoe drops. And you're on the road. You're in Cleveland, Ohio, on a Friday night. You just got a signature win without Jokic. And now you're playing a Cavs team that in general has been disappointing, but playing a little bit better. They've won 2 in a row, 4 of their last 6. And I just wonder, At the center spot, what's going to happen? Can they generate enough offense? I think tonight could get pretty ugly. I hope I am dead wrong about that. Okay, what version of the Broncos will we get this weekend according to our Super Bowl 50 champion, Brandon Marshall? We'll ask him coming up, but also several Broncos have incentives on the line in the final regular season game. We'll tell you what you need to know. We are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Colorado roads are icy. Accidents happen. When they do, you're in luck with Flanagan Law. I'm Samantha, the personal injury lawyer who stands out from the rest of the guys. Look for the Shamrock. Flanagan Law, your advocate when it matters most.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one. And now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, guys, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. Interest rates are competitive, and home prices have been stable. That means you can find a great deal while locking in a monthly payment that fits your budget. Plus, with home equity building over time, your investment grows, making home ownership a smart, long-term financial decision. If you continue to pay rent, you're just paying your landlord's mortgage, and you don't need 20% down. You could be in your new home with as little as 3% down. Plus, they offer down payment assistance programs to make home ownership even easier. So call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastery at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Kick off 2026 with your 10-time national champions, your Denver Pioneers hockey team in Magnus Arena, January 2nd and 3rd.
Took it into the offensive end, now taken away. Here's Rieger Lorenz. Two Tigers got bodied up with each other. Lorenz in front, backhanded, a save made by Americo. The best chance of the night for Denver.
BU will host Maine, Denver Hockey versus Maine, presented by Wendy's. Tickets available online now. See you in 2026.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, finished basements, windows, and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Need a plumber? Euro Plumbing has the lowest prices in town. Rock bottom prices on whole house repipes, sewer line repairs, even water heaters. 720-500-3000.
Tune in to Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
I like this one, too. We get to check in with Brandon Marshall. Super Bowl 50 champ joins us, presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder. B-Marsh, what version of the Broncos are we getting this weekend? So we have this dynamic here, this Week 18, and the Chargers are sitting everyone. But we just saw a game against Kansas City. The last time we saw the Broncos on it was a third-string quarterback, no starting wide receivers, no starting cornerbacks, and it was an absolute slog. So what version of this team do you think that we're getting on Sunday with the 1 seed on the line?
Hopefully the version that shows us that they have potential to make it to Santa Clara. Because what we saw last week, they ain't going to get it done. Okay, so I'm hoping that obviously, we start fast. Really, I think that's what it comes down to. Let's start fast. Start fast. Let's be consistent. Let's win the ball game. Take a week off. Rest up, and then let's go make a run.
B-Mar, style points. And, you and I both been in the league. We know how hard it is to win these games. It doesn't matter if you're going against backups or boobies, backups. They're fighting for their livelihood, and 31 other teams are viewing this. But does it matter if there's style points in this game? Do you want to see fireworks when it comes to scoring points?
And see, I know, typically the common fan looks at style points, right? But what people who know the game, we look more at, the internal stuff. We look more at, patterns and habits. And, hey, this is who this team has shown themselves to be. So either it's a good habit or it's a bad habit, right? So I'm just looking for improvement in the run game. I think that's where we should start, right? Get some good improvement in the run game. So, okay, cool. You know what? We can put together a good game on the ground, and that'll absolutely help us into the playoffs. Do I want them to score 30? Absolutely. But I'm kind of more looking at it like the health of the squad and the health of, and how strong each unit is.
B-Marsh, is concern creeping in when it comes to the Broncos defense? And really the hallmark of that defense was getting after the quarterback. It has really, really slowed down here, really since the bye week. Jonathan Cooper still sitting on 8 sacks. Nick Bonito has 4.5 sacks in the last 10 games after having 8 sacks in the first 6 games. It's I know for a lot of Broncos country, it's a little bit concerning. Are you concerned as they're heading into the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to look at, why. I think there's things you got to, dive deep in film, but also each player has to dive deep within themselves and ask themselves, am I doing everything that I can to, make the most out of my production, right? So absolutely, you look at the trends, you say, okay, it's trending downward, right? At the wrong time, because obviously you would like to trend upward going into the playoffs. So I wouldn't say I'm concerned. I would say it's time for everybody to really look themselves in the mirror and we can't hide behind the shades of 13-3.
B. Marsh, when it comes to possibly winning this game, having the number 1 seed, you've been there before and having the number 1 seed. Now, I would believe it's different when you have a quarterback that in Payton Manning that just has that experience. You have a young quarterback in Bo Nix. Do you think that are you a little nervous of having that time off, knowing that you have the number 1 seed, and then you have to just kind of jump right into it and start playing again? Are you nervous with that?
See, I'm 2-1 in those games, right? Lost against the Colts, Andrew Luck when we had a bye, but beat the won the other 2 times we went to the Super Bowl. We won the division game and won the AFC Championship game. So I can see how you can get a little bit of lull, right? And I think that's what it is, right? Kind of because Bo Nix has been relatively playing well, sharp on his and he's young, right? So that's also the other thing, because when you have an experienced quarterback, you're trusting more in the week off and the preparation that they display. Bo Nix is young, and to be honest with you, it is a little nerve-wracking. I've been looking at, and I know the CFP is way different, right? A lot of the teams with a first round bye,
I know,
they're losing now. I know it's like a month off, so I know that's extreme.
Yeah,
but it does still say something to the teams that got to play, and there's teams throughout the history that have won Super Bowls going through the wild card, right? So I guess it depends on how mature it is. But one thing we do know, Phil, is that we have a mature head coach.
Yeah.
So I think that helps, having Sean Payton, who's very mature, very seasoned. I'm expecting him to have the team right no matter what.
A last question on the way out here, B. Marsh, and thanks for your time here on a Friday. Incentives. There's a lot of conversations about, hey, Adam Troutman, he's 5 yards away or 5 receptions away from $125,000 incentives. Just how much of a conversation was incentives in the locker room that you were in, and have you seen the good and the bad when it comes to incentives this late into a season?
Yeah, it's definitely a conversation. Now you hear about it now. Nobody's going to try to make it about them, because it's obviously about the team. But those things are spoken about just a little bit, but you don't necessarily want to speak about it out loud. Guys might have side conversations like, "Hey, man, I need X, Y, and Z for this money." You know what I'm saying? And if you got a guy like Payton Manning, let's say it's catches incentive, you could for sure talk to your guy and be like, "Hey, P, or Bo Nix, I need this," right? I heard about something that I think Mercedes Lewis needs 1 catch, because he hasn't caught a ball yet, correct?
Right.
Yeah, he hasn't caught one.
He needs one catch to be the only receiver outside of Jerry Rice to have caught a pass in 20 years,
Wow.
20 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah. So, man, I would try to get just a quick out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's easy. That's easy work. The tight end is easy work. Quick out. So he could be the only receiver outside of Jerry Rice to have caught a pass in 20 seasons. That stuff like that is cool. Obviously, secure the win first, right? We got to secure the win.
Right.
But I think you can for sure, tailor some things to make the guys happy.
Oh, I love it. All right, it's a good place to leave it. B. Marsh, appreciate your time. Have a great weekend, and go Broncos.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
All right, there he goes. That's our guy, B. Marsh, Super Bowl 50 champ, presented by Corwin Toyota Boulder, family-driven for over 100 years. Hey, I want to get back into the Broncos here in just about 4 minutes from now. But there is a story that's developing in real time that's a little bit confusing to follow. Mackenzie Blackwood, starting goaltender for the Avs, has been placed on injured reserve, and they are recalling Trent Miner from the Eagles for this road trip here. I didn't hear anything about an injury or even the possibility of an injury to Mackenzie Blackwood.
No, I don't know if they came out with any more information. Hopefully it's nothing severe, but lower body injury, the only thing that could come to my mind is you retweak something that you were dealing with already at the beginning of the season and it just didn't feel right. Maybe you get an MRI and something doesn't look right, but it's concerning knowing that this came out of the blue, and now he's on injured reserve. We're going to have to bring somebody else up until he's healthy again.
Yeah, I mean, we got to keep our eye on that. That is it feels random, but maybe it was a setback from a previous injury, but just, sort of random update. Hey, Mackenzie Blackwood's going to IR. Wait, what? Not good. Not good. Luckily, you have Scott Wedgwood, who has performed at an equal, if not better level than Mackenzie Blackwood this year. I think it's almost hilarious that neither of those two were picked to be Team Canada's goalie, and Jordan Binnington was. And on the same day, they play the Blues and Binner and put 6 goals on his head, 4 in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Hey, take that. All right, the hockey god said you guys are wrong for not putting Blackwood and Wedgie in there, and this is what you get.
Insane. It was the fastest 4 goals to start a game in franchise history and the 3rd fastest to score 4 goals in the history of the NHL. I mean, it feels like every week we come in here and there's a new, this hasn't been done since the 1925 Montreal. Like, it's one of those, like, and it's just, it's nonstop, this team. I mean, we basically, like, worship the ground that they skate on.
Well, because they're damn near perfect. They're damn near perfect. Now, of course, there's a couple flaws here or there with the power play, but once they clean that up, and I believe they will get it cleaned up because they know that's the missing piece. I mean, who is going to beat this team in a 7-game series?
Got to beat them 4 times.
Come on.
In about 12 days. It's crazy. McKinnon becomes 3rd player in franchise history to reach 400 goals, but he's the first to score them all with the Avs. All right, because Sakic, he had over 600 goals, 625 to be exact, but the first 233 came when he was with the Nordiques. And then there was Michel Goulet, who had 456. That was all with Quebec. So we have one who did it all with Quebec, another who had a hybrid blend, and this is the first strain of Avalanche player to do it all with the Avs. Pretty darn cool. And then Val. You know, we just mentioned this a couple of weeks ago where, like, the Avs are an absolute wagon, and they haven't even really gotten Val going yet, and he puts a hattie on the board.
I mean, it's just like, this is when you know you have so much talent, though, Zach. You don't know where it's coming from. Is it Netchis? Is it Nathan McKinnon? Is it Kale? Is it Val? Val has been quiet, but he's there. His presence alone, sitting there with the muddy goals or just in front of the net, like, his presence there alone has helped this team out. Now they have to stay healthy. I would love to see Val come up with another. It doesn't have to be a hat trick, but just continue to do what he's doing and getting better. I would love to hear his name a little bit more, and it's coming. But it also means that everybody has to get involved, but they also have to stay healthy, and that's something they've been able to do. But then you have, like, little things that happen, like for Blackwood, that scratches your head. Like, hopefully the injury bug does not catch on with the Avs at the wrong time, where you know that this team is a wagon, and as long as they stay healthy, they're going to win a cup.
Yeah. All right. And real quick also, really, really nice to see Brock Nelson score on the power play. We've chronicled this for months now. It's been really lacking, and not that that's a cure-all, but it was good to see one end up in the back of the net. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! And we've been doing this 4-hour show here for just about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And so when we signed off the air on Wednesday after 3 hours and didn't get to do this final hour, it was a little bit different. I'm just so, like, the callus is there to do 4 hours. So
I didn't think much of it until you brought it up, because when I first got here, it was 4 hours.
Right.
So that's all I know is 4 hours. So the first time we did a 3-hour show, I'm like, wow, this is luxury right here. I kind of like it.
It is a bit of luxury.
Back to reality.
Yeah, snap back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Incentives.
Yeah.
We got some incentives on the line this weekend. Do you remember an instance where you had incentives or a teammate had incentives and it was discussed?
Give me my money. Zach, I did with the Houston Texans. They wanted to add a couple incentives. They helped me out. They talked me into it. Said, hey, look, like, this is obtainable for you. You've been a 1,000-yard rusher before. This should be easy. I'm like, okay, so what is it? They said if you can get 1,000 all-purpose yards, that means catching out of the backfield and running. So it should be easier for you. we're going to give you a $250,000 incentive. I'm like, cool, sign me up. I should be easy because I know I'm going to get the ball a lot. Wrong. Because for the Houston Texans, Mark Ingram was on the team. David Johnson was on the team. Hell, Rex Burkhead was on the team. And they gave all of us the same incentive. So what does that tell me? It's telling me that the Houston Texans don't think that we're going to get there because they're going to let all the running backs have a piece of the pie. Well, if everybody's getting their hands dirty and they're getting in this football game, how are you supposed to get to 1,000 yards all-purpose? So that incentive was not obtainable for me, but I thought it was because they tricked me into it. But these incentives can be good for a player like, let's say, example, Courtland Sutton last year.
Yep.
Courtland Sutton had a couple incentives that he was able to get to. Now, they wanted to give Courtland Sutton more money, but they wanted him to earn it the hard way, which Courtland Sutton did, and now he has a big boy contract, his third one, which gave him a lot of money. So, yeah, Zach, I've been a part of it. I don't like him. Now, if I'm getting all the money that I want and guaranteed the money that I want and you want to still add some incentives, sign me up. I'll take your money. I'll give you extra more.
Yeah.
And I think it all comes down to, one, the team that you're on and how they value their players, and two, the coach. Does he care about that? I believe Sean Payton cares about making sure his team, his players get paid, and he's going to make sure that if a player is close to it, he's going to do that. A guy that was on my team, DeMar Dotson.
Yes. Offensive tackle, right tackle. Big boy.
Dude, big man, and a great dude. And he's been around the league for a while. I think he's done playing now. He had an incentive of $1 million if he played 70% of the snaps, or maybe it was 80% of the snaps. He wasn't supposed to play, but two right tackles got hurt. Dotson was the guy that they had to fill in. The right tackles didn't get back in time. Dotson got to one game before his incentive kicked in, and they benched him. They actually inactivated him. So that means
that's crazy.
He's not even a second-string tackle.
Right.
And so now this man needs one game, and he would get $1 million that can help his family out, because it wasn't like he was making a lot of money. Now, he made a lot of money in his career because he's been around for a while, but he would have loved to have that $1 million.
Especially when it's organically coming your way.
In the front office and Elway, they did not do right by him by keeping him in the game and letting him play the last game of his incentive, which he needed to get him his $1 million. And I think that's wrong. And there's not just Elway and them that did that. There were so many different teams that go out there and do that.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different with Greg Penner and Sean Payton. They love their players and what they stand for, and they're going to make sure they take care of them.
Yeah, I would imagine, and I'm speculating, but Greg Penner would never want to be associated with a decision that would hurt someone financially like that. Those days are long gone. This organization is running things first class, truly first class. So let's talk about a couple of these, and then we can talk about some of the game dynamics, some of the most important stuff to watch out for on Sunday. Someone like Jonathan Cooper, he had $2 million in incentives for getting to 11 sacks. It felt like that would have been not easy, because it's never easy, but he was a double-digit sack guy last year. But he had escalators all the way up to 13 sacks, 11, 12, 13. He's sitting on 8. And between him and Benito, Cooper has a half sack in 6 games, the most recent 6 games. And I look at the Benito situation too. Benito had 8 sacks after 6 games. What if I told you after those 6 games, when he's leading the NFL in sacks with 8, what if I told you that he'd be going into Week 18 with less sacks than he had the previous season?
He must be hurt. He must have got hurt a couple times, didn't play in some games. That's the only way he doesn't come up with these sacks.
Yeah, I think that, the deeper you get into the season, tendencies are they're obvious at this point. And I think the emphasis from these opposing offenses, hey, they're really dangerous getting after the passer. We have to get this ball out of here in 2 seconds, and they are. And the pass rush has really, really been neutralized here over the last 5-6 games.
But this is what makes T.J. Watt so great, Myles Garrett so great, Zach. It's like they know that you're going to get double teams, or they know that the ball is going to come out fast, but yet they come up with the double-digit sacks.
Crazy.
And not just double digits. I mean, like 20 sacks or 20-plus sacks. Like, that's insane to think. So for Nick Benito, it's like, hey, you could be a great player in this league for a very long time, but you have to stay consistent. Now, earlier, I was defending him a little bit. It seemed like you didn't like that, OZB.
No, not so much.
And my thing was, it's like, hey, you don't just fall off the face of the earth both We're talking about Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito, who were getting after the quarterback early, and all of a sudden they just go MIA, go ghost mode. They're not there anymore. The only thing I could think of to defend them is they're banged up. And although you're out there, you're still banged up. And my guessing is by the end of this season, we're going to hear some news about some cleanup jobs.
But isn't that most players? You tell me that's most players.
It is most players. Most players are going to have cleanup jobs, but some are worse than others.
Okay.
You know, and it also depends on the body part, right? Like for Nick Bonito, it's the wrist, it's the elbow. What else? I don't know if he has any knee pain. He has a knee brace on. He had a little knee injury earlier where he was able to go back in the game. But who knows? So although you're still out there and you're being evaluated as a player, knowing what it's like to be out there banged up but still playing, like it sucks. It hurts. And you're not going to be the same version of yourself when you're thinking about something that's wrong with your body.
Well, I don't want to just assume someone's injured. I know they're banged up. I know he's banged up. Everyone's banged up. You're going into week 18.
Yeah.
So I like this is pretty serious. It's the strength of the football team.
It is.
Like the strength of the team is the defense. The strength of the defense is getting after opposing quarterbacks. That's what makes this defense earlier in the year historic by definition. The way that they were getting after that passer. Okay. Hopefully that improves and reemerges here.
Must improve.
Yeah, it has to. Greenlaw, I think a Greenlaw man had a $250,000 incentive for playing 40% of the snaps. He was at 44% with 3 games left, and he's not going to reach any of those incentives that had escalators all the way up to 70% of the snaps. And then this one, this next one, it really illustrates how far removed the production has been contrasted with the expectation. And I'm talking about Evan Ingram, who had a chance to earn up to $625,000, all right, in increments for reaching 60 receptions, 70 receptions, 80 receptions. He would have gotten an additional $125,000 for 80 receptions combined with a playoff berth.
Sign me up, Coach. Let me play tight end for you.
I mean, dude, he's at 47 catches and around 400 yards, like not even within earshot of what he was aiming for back in September.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at a player that you're saying, hey, who's the most disappointing player this year? It would have to be Evan Ingram, and I hate saying that word. Anytime I say that word to my son, hey, I'm disappointed in you. You could tell it hurts him because it hits differently. When my father used to tell me, hey, I was disappointed in what you did because that's not you, I felt some type of way.
Sure.
In this situation with Evan Ingram, I thought it was going to be the Joker role. We all did. I thought that Evan Ingram was going to bring a different element to this game where you're stretching the football field and Bo Nix is just dumping it off, having easy passes. And if that was the case, Bo Nix would already be at 4,000 yards passing because you have a tight end that you can rely on in the red zone or to pick up that first down. And that has not been the case when it comes to Evan Ingram. And I don't know if it's just him, or if it's a mixture of Bo Nix not being on the same page as Evan Ingram and someone like Sean Payton not implementing Evan Ingram enough in the game plan or trusting Evan Ingram enough in the game plan moving forward. But if we're going to win a Super Bowl, Evan Ingram's going to have to turn it on a little bit more. All right? It doesn't have to be 100-yard games.
No.
But it's the one-on-one matchups where you have a mismatch and you make a move like you did against the Commanders and you go for another 30, 40 yards. Like, we need those explosive plays to open up the run game.
Well, in terms of Ingram specifically, when he has had opportunities to help himself, where he is schemed up and Bo Nix does deliver it on time, on target, he hasn't helped himself. And I know this because per Sports Radar, the Broncos' pass-catching targets have dropped 42 passes this season. Guys, that's 10% of catchable passes. It was the second worst drop rate in the NFL this season, and when you looked at the guiltiest parties, there's 3 of them. Tyler Bidet had the worst drop rate, but Evan Ingram was right after him. He dropped the pass 1 out of every 7 catchable passes. So it's just been one of these years where if it's not one thing, it's the other for Ingram, and you can remember the big moments very vividly because you can count them on 2 or 3 fingers, really. So it's just
not good enough.
It's just not good enough.
You know, and yet again, we're finding ways to fill that void and win a lot of games, knowing we don't have a tight end that we could truly rely on. And that's crazy to say because truly, going into camp, Evan Ingram was featured a lot. The first day we got to camp, the first ball throwing was Bo Nix to Evan Ingram down the left sideline for a huge gain. We didn't see that. We haven't seen that consistently enough this year. Preseason game against the Cardinals, we saw that. Okay, later on throughout the season against the Commanders, we saw that. But other than that, it's just kind of been where he's collecting this check and sitting there watching someone like Adam Trotman catch more balls than him, or in the game, at least in the game, longer than him.
Well, it's just been disjointed with Ingram. We'll see if that improves. And you mentioned this a second ago. Like, if he has a big game in the playoffs, and not even, like you said, no 100 yards, but if you have a huge play that swings a game and it's a 28-yard catch and run, and you finish the game with 54 yards, like, we're going to remember that a lot more than a couple drop passes or these big chunks of the season where he was not producing. Does Troutman get 5 catches?
Ooh.
He's 5 catches away from a $125,000 incentive. This is Sean's guy. Do you think if the Broncos are in a position of comfort that they will force feed Troutman and try to change his paycheck?
Oh, yeah. I mean, most definitely Adam Troutman's getting his five receptions. I mean, they're going to be dump-offs. You heard Brandon Marshall earlier, like quick outs, easy catches like that. I can see Adam Troutman having. That is Sean's guy. And the reason why we say that is it's not Adam Troutman just here with the Denver Broncos for a couple years, but it's Adam Troutman with Sean Payton with the New Orleans Saints. So they go back. And so Adam Troutman has been advocating for Bo for a while, too, if you think about it, where it was Dragon Slayer 69, having Bo Nix back.
Dragon Slayer 69.
Why? Because Adam Troutman knows that, hey, like, that's my boy. If he knows I'm going to go to bat for him, he's going to help me out a little bit. So I guarantee you, Adam Troutman's in that locker room right now saying, hey, Bo, I need 5. I need 5 receptions. If I'm open in the red zone, you got to get me involved. And I think Sean Payton's going to do that, especially if the game gets out of hand and they have an opportunity to kind of inflate these numbers for these players that need the incentives. They're going to do that.
And Sean seems like the coach, the perfect coach for that. Now, we'll see how organic this comes, because Troutman doesn't have a game this year where he's had 5 targets. And now we're talking about 5 receptions. So let's take it slow, and then we'll see how
5-yard turnaround. Let's go.
If the game is in hand, we'll see what it turns into. But and then Bo Nix is another one. Now, he doesn't have incentives, but if you don't think this matters to Sean, I would just say you don't know Sean. And what am I talking about? Bo Nix is 210 yards away from officially being a 4,000-yard passer. And you know what's good for Bo is good for Sean.
Yep.
They're tied at the hip. This is his guy. This is the guy he shot called before the draft ever even started last year. And you know it would, like, this is a side quest for Sean that he would love to accomplish and check this box.
Zach, the first 10 are going to be throws. All right, like, they're going to get Bo Nix to his 4,000 yards. They're going to try to get Adam Troutman his 5 receptions. They're going to try to do it Sean Payton's way and beat up on the Chargers, who don't have anybody playing, but do it how he wants to do it, which is throwing the ball. Like, so I will not be surprised to see the first 3 plays of the game at least be throws.
It wouldn't shock me at all. It's almost the expectation. And it's crazy because we talked about this earlier. You pull up the over-under passing total for Bo Nix as of today on a Friday. His prop for Sunday's game has been set at exactly 210 yards. So, yeah. And then here's another one for you. And not in terms of an incentive, but just a benchmark. Courtland Sutton is 100 yards exactly away from his career high. And I wonder if, in the effort to get Bo above 210 yards, if Sutton is the beneficiary of a lot of that.
I mean, if you want your yards, you go to your go-to guy. All right, Bo Nix, Courtland Sutton have a great duo. They're a great duo together, great connection. They do the back shoulder pass. Like, it looks beautiful when they do it now, so you know the chemistry is there. Bo Nix on third downs, who's he going to look to? His guy, Court. So I can see it happening. Like, help me, help you scenario. Get me the ball, and I'm going to get you to that 4,000 yards. On the other hand, it's like, get me the ball, and we're going to also win this game as well, because we will move this ball down the field, especially on third downs, and get not just points, but touchdowns as well.
And Dante just jumped in my ear. Apparently, Nix's total is at 220 now, which has moved 10 yards from 90 minutes ago. So, okay. More. Do you think we see more Jaleel? because in the last 2 games, Jaleel has looked like a productive member of this Broncos offense.
Look at you talking about Jaleel warming up.
He's giving me something to talk about.
Yeah, you reward him, right? You reward him in a game where there's going to be backups playing. You need to get your second-string running back going. It can't just be the R.J. Harvey show. He needs help. All right, R.J. Harvey, yes, he's getting the dirty yards. He will break the tackles. But for Jaleel, he shows something different than R.J., which is explosiveness. All right, RJ has some in him, but Jaleel truly, if he can break that last tackle, and he's so close, and hopefully he gets at this Chargers game, I mean, he can be gone for a 50-yard touchdown, 60-yard touchdown, but Sean also has to give Jaleel that opportunity and give him more carries. This is the game to do it because you're kind of fine-tuning yourself. You're getting yourself ready for the playoffs, and Jaleel's going to be a big part of this game plan because you need 2 running backs going into the playoffs that can off-kilter each other and bring different dynamics to the game. So, yes, Jaleel gets at least 10. I'm going to say 10 or 11 carries this game.
Oh, really? That many?
Yeah, it's
Oh, that'd be a season high.
I mean, come on. It can't just be R.J. Harvey 20 carries. Like, when you need to get someone like Jaleel his reps, and he deserves more reps, and you sit there and tell the media you want to get him more involved, well, get him more involved then.
Well, he's played his best 2 games in back-to-back weeks. 5 carries for 37 yards against Jacksonville. That's 7.4 yards per carry. And in the KC Christmas night game, it was 7 carries for 40 yards. That's 5.7 yards per carry. And in each of those 2 games, he had a carry of at least 15 yards. And we talked about this last week, is that his vision is just better than R.J. Harvey right now. Like, and I don't know. I don't.
Just older. The game has slowed down for him. It's year 3 for him. Like, if his vision's not better than R.J. Harvey's right now, then something's wrong. You know, for Jaleel, it's never coming for you.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that I can think of. It's just like the game has slowed down for someone like Jaleel, where R.J. is starting to. Jaleel just has more confidence, and he's hungrier. He knows that this is opportunity. This is his 3rd year. He's an undrafted player, so he can get paid this next year. Will he? Probably not, but he knows that if the Denver Broncos do not want him, 31 other teams out there that he has to impress. So he's going at it full speed and trying to take advantage of this opportunity.
What scares you about this game? What scares you about the Chargers?
It's not necessarily anything that has to do with the Chargers. It has everything to do with the damn Denver Broncos. What version are we getting of the Denver Broncos? Can the Denver Broncos put together an all-around good game, all 3 phases, special teams, defensively, offensively? Can they put points on the board, not just field goals, but touchdowns, have long drives defensively? Can you get a couple sacks? Can you get a turnover? Can you look like that stout beast of a defense that's going to lead us to the Super Bowl? Special teams-wise, Marvin Mims, can you bust off a chunk play, a spark play, not necessarily a touchdown? That would be great, but a spark play to give us a little taste of what's going to happen in the playoffs. Like, that's what I want to see. And so if the Denver Broncos go in there with the right mindset, this is going to be a game where they're able to handle and maybe have someone like Jarrett Stidham in the 4th quarter come in and earn his money.
Yeah.
So I'm more nervous about what professional approach. Is there going to be a professional approach to this game when it comes to just the whole team, not just Bo Nix and the offense, but defensively, special teams, and the coaching staff? Can everybody be on the same page? Because this is kind of like the last game to tune up before it actually begins.
Yeah, and just judging by the tone from Sean Payton here during the week, like the emphasis, you know, I give Kurt Cignetti so much credit, Indiana head coach. He is very Saban-like in that, and I followed this guy for years. He is just, what's the very next thing? Don't tell me about 2 steps away. What's the next thing? The only thing I want to talk about is the first down in the game. Like, he's got that mindset. And Sean Payton, very much so, giving off that vibe this week. I don't want to talk about the playoffs or opponent or scoreboard watching. Like, this is a playoff game. I need this crowd to be loud, and I need you to be louder earlier. This is the 3rd time that he's emphasized that. And he was emphatic with it. A little bit earlier this week, and imploring the Broncos crowd, we need the noise earlier. And hopefully this thing's a laugher by the end of it, because Trey Lance is starting at quarterback. And I'll just share this fact, okay? Trey Lance has won a game in his NFL life that he started and finished.
See, that's insane to even think. He was number 3 overall.
The 3rd overall pick.
In just one game?
Correct. And man, I and I'll always believe this, and this has been talked about but never officially reported on, that Kyle Shanahan liked Mac Jones leading up to the draft, and at a certain point in time, they flipped to Trey Lance. And I just wonder what Mac Jones would have looked like, seeing the success of Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy in that offense. Like, what would have been the success of Mac Jones if he was brought up in a Kyle Shanahan system? I mean, it changes careers, fit, But
they go with Trey Lance. They end up trading Trey Lance. That was kind of bad, man. So hopefully Trey Lance for himself, I think he's happy over there with Harbaugh.
He should be.
Seems like he's learning a lot. So hopefully for him later on, not in this game, but later on, it helps him, catapults him to having more wins down the line. Zach, before we go, man, I have to take out my wand because it's hard to have all three phases do well.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're going up against a second string crew. If you had one phase, right, special teams, defensively, offensively, one phase that you can just wave your magic wand over and say you're going to have a good game, who would that be?
The defense.
Oh, yes. Ooh, I thought you were going to go offensively.
Because if this team is going to go win a Super Bowl or play in a Super Bowl, it's going to be because the defense is the strength. And I want to see this defense. It's got to be dominant. And you're playing a backup quarterback for the second straight game. And this should be, by NFL standards, I know these other guys that are going to be wearing that powder blue, they get paid as well.
Yeah.
And they're putting tape out and all that stuff, playing for their livelihood. I understand it. But at the end of the day, talent does matter. And if you have a talented 13-win Bronco team with the number one seed on the line against a backup quarterback and wholesale backups.
That's on the road.
I want to see, that's on the road, and you're coming off a mini bye. I want to see this defense fly around. I want to see this defense keep the Chargers completely out of the end zone and maybe give up 2 field goals. And so, yeah, and other, an opposing viewpoint saying the offense, that would make some sense to me, but I'm viewing it through the avenue of a Super Bowl push, and this defense has got to be the best version of itself.
What do we always say? If the Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl this year, it's because of the backbone of the team, which is the defense, the pass rush. So I'm with you on that. I was surprised. I thought you would have said, hey, offense, Bo Nix, get the receivers involved, maybe R.J. Harvey. Like, we need them. But at the end of the day, if that defense does not come to play in the playoffs and they get pushed around like they did last year against the Buffalo Bills, we are not getting to a Super Bowl.
Navy. All right, we've gotten a collection of texts on the RamosLaw.com text line. Navy, at the start of the show, I said I have a present for everyone, New Year's gift, and I tried to just put money in people's pockets by giving out Indiana, who just beat the brakes. And I told you guys they were going to run away from Alabama, and they did. They ran a long way away. And then when we started the show, I said, hey, Navy. Yes, Navy football, -7.5 against Cincinnati. Service academies since 2003 are 72% against the spread, and we just watched them put it on Cincinnati. The score is 28-7 right now. There's still some time left there, but yeah, appreciate the text that circle back about that.
If only
bet.
they got to see you in person.
You should see me during the commercial
Sweat
breaks.
bullets at the beginning.
Standing 1 foot from the television.
This can't be. This cannot be.
All right. The Broncos are going for the number 1 seed on Sunday. We'll tell you 3 things that you need to know before kickoff, and I have a feeling you'll be repeating these to your friends. You'll hear them coming up next.
Will the Broncos avenge their early season loss to the Chargers and roll into the postseason with a win? We'll break it all down in the Fan Football Postgame Show, presented by Modelo, live on game day from Mile High Station starting 2 hours before kickoff. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Captid Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done. With precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way. With a dedication to lasting quality. Trusted performance and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hi, it's Chuck Devine with SnowCountry.com, presented by Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. Little bit of fresh snow in the mountains where some spots will see snow showers throughout the day, and Loveland with a couple inches of fresh snow. 19 trails, plenty of groom, novice, and intermediate terrain for Loveland, and Winter Park now on 40 slopes. Both spots with a couple inches of fresh snow, and same for Cooper. They're on nearly 40 trails, mostly ungroomed terrain in variable conditions. Copper Mountain with a couple inches of fresh snow and 3 dozen pack powder trails. Monarch on 70% of their terrain with a 1.5-foot snowpack. They just got a couple inches of fresh snow. And Wolf Creek on 144 trails covering 42 miles. It was snowing heavily at Wolf Creek at the crack of dawn on Friday. In Wyoming, Jackson Hole with 14 feet of fresh snow so far this season. They're on 78 trails. Grand Targhee, 86-pack powder trails, and 60 are groomed at Grand Targhee. Get more at snowcountry.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time. And if you're a homeowner, you should call American Financing today. You could be saving real money every month. High-interest debt is crushing budgets across the country, but homeowners who act now are using their equity to wipe it out. American Financing customers are saving an average of $800 a month, with some getting rates in the low 5s. A massive difference compared to credit cards charging 20% or more. Speak with a salary-based mortgage consultant and find out exactly what you qualify for. There are never any upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Move quickly, and you could even delay 2 mortgage payments, putting cash in your pocket immediately, giving you back some of that money you spent during the holidays. Call American Financing today. The sooner you act, the quicker you can save. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Colorado's largest Sportsman's Expo is back, January 8th through 11th at the Colorado Convention Center in Denver. Just once a year, Colorado's largest gathering for anglers, hunters, and RVers. Buy the latest gear, discover the best destinations. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 8th through 11th at the Colorado Convention Center in Denver. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Enjoy this run to the playoffs and be safe when you're going to the games or to parties. If you do get into an accident, make the right call to Flanagan Law. While the other guys blend in, I stand out. Look for the Shamrock. Flanagan Law, your advocate when you need it most.
Brenda Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Fitness Gallery, selling the world's finest fitness equipment.
It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 here on a Friday. And maybe spoke too soon. Cincinnati just scored. I feel very uncomfortable.
Look at you. I told you so. I told you Uncle Kirk was going to take care of business. And I told you what was going to happen with the Navy game.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see. We're still at 14. Okay. 3 things that you need to know before kickoff. And I think these are fun. All right. Sean Payton, should the Denver Broncos win on Sunday? You know, Sean Payton was the number 1 seed before with the Saints. It was a couple times he was the number 1 seed. If they win on Sunday, if the Broncos win on Sunday, Sean Payton can be just the 3rd coach ever to coach an NFC team to the number 1 seed and coach an AFC team to the number 1 seed. It's only happened twice before, and that is Tom Coughlin, who did it with Jacksonville and the New York Giants, as well as Andy Reid, who did it with the Philadelphia Eagles, and then, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Great company for Sean. Great company for Sean, and also it helps if he could put that on his resume for the Hall of Fame. Like, hey, I'm one of 3 coaches that have been able to do this. And for Sean Payton, all he does is win. He knows how to win. He knows how to build a culture, build a football team, and it shows. Think about it. It's been 3 years with the Denver Broncos. Handpicked his young quarterback that nobody thought about and has a chance to be the number 1 seed this year, have his team winning 14 games. Are you serious? Come on now.
Nuts. I mean, if they're 14-3 by Sunfall.
No, I don't think nobody saw that one.
No.
Not Will, not Cecil. 14 games.
14 wins. That is psychotic. So Sean can put himself in rarefied air. Here's a subplot number 2. And boy, the irony here drips thick. Bo Nix, if the Broncos win on Sunday, Bo Nix will tie Russell Wilson for the most wins for a starting quarterback in his first 2 seasons.
Come on now, let's Bo.
And he's literally the one that replaced Russ and accumulated these wins along with the team while Denver absorbs the largest dead cap in NFL history, and it was Russ. It's just this is poetry, Phil.
It's a winning mentality. Bo Nix has won everywhere he has been. High school, won. College, Auburn, won there. With the Oregon Ducks, won there. His first year in the league had a playoff appearance, 10 wins. This year has a chance to win 14.
Crazy.
Now, of course, it takes a village. It's a great fit with Sean Payton, and the defense is doing their part. This is where I wanted to have a little pushback with, because we had this conversation with Mike Kliss earlier, and Mike said that he believes that this was that Bo Nix, I don't know his exact words, so you have to kind of, if you remember, Zach, he kind of went out and said that Bo Nix, it was harder for Bo than for Russ because Russ had a defense to lean on.
Yeah, he had the Legion of Boom.
But so has Bo Nix for the past 2 years.
I agree.
Bo Nix has leaned on the Denver Broncos defense that has helped win these games or keep this team afloat while Bo Nix started to adjust to this league. And now, for sure, Bo Nix has went into games and helped win them games with the last minute, the crunch time situations. But it takes a village to be where Bo Nix is and have the success that he has had so far.
And don't forget, in addition to that, Bo has had an extra game to do it.
That's true. That is true.
That's 2 extra games.
A lot of people want to forget about that, but that matters. One more game when it comes to yards, when it comes to receptions. If you just have one more game, you know how many other players would be able to get their incentives or break a record.
Sure. Good for Bo Nix. Can tie Russell Wilson for the most wins in a quarterback's first 2 seasons. And then I got one more for you. It's got to do with R.J. Harvey, and there's some irony here. First of all, Harvey has scored a touchdown in 5 straight games. That is the most of a rookie running back in the history of the team. Not Clinton Portis or Terrell Davis or, Phillip Lindsay. This is a pretty cool thing.
Watching now.
Now, this is a pretty cool thing. Scoring in 5 straight games, Broncos record. But if he finds himself 10 toes in the end zone this week, making it 6 straight games, that hasn't been done by any NFL rookie since
drum roll
J.K. Dobbins in 2020. You talk about a full circle thing, just like the Russ and the Bo stuff. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
I wonder what J.K. is thinking. He said, "Hey man, have success, but just don't get in the end zone this week."
Right. Do you think he gets in the end zone?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's Sean's boo. Just like for the quarterback position with Bo Nix, the tight end position, he likes himself some Adam Trotman. It's the running back position, and they picked R.J. Harvey when nobody thought R.J. Harvey was going to be picked up in the second round. Sean Payton and George Payton felt like he was the man for the job. So he's going to make sure that his young running back gets in the end zone any chance he gets. They're having these long drives, and you're at the 1-yard line. R.J. Harvey's going to get the first crack at it. If it's a creative play and it's a wheel route again, R.J. Harvey's going to get the first crack of it so that he can get his 10 toes down in the end zone for his 6th straight touchdown, 6th straight streak.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And then here's one more stat for you to put in your pipe here. He's got 7 rushing touchdowns, talking about R.J. Harvey. He's got 7 rushing touchdowns, but he also has 5 receiving touchdowns, okay? The only players, here's the list of players in NFL history, rookies in NFL history, that have at least 5 receiving touchdowns and 7 rushing touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, Gale Sayers, and R.J. Harvey.
That's a great company.
That's
great company.
Pretty crazy.
So what are we saying? That R.J. Harvey's a mixture of Gale Sayers and Alvin Kamara?
He's more of an Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders combo. No, I mean,
I'm thinking more like Herschel Walker, Barry Sanders.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's context to these touchdowns, right? We've talked about it throughout the year. But, I mean, getting in the end zone 12 times your rookie season is something.
Well, Sean helped Alvin Kamara get there.
He did.
And he's helping R.J. Harvey there, too. Put that on his resume as well as he gets ready for the Hall of Fame.
Put it on his resi. All right, final segment here on a Friday as we head into a busy weekend. It is prediction time. Coming up next.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. Are you a first-time home buyer? Are you trying to lower your existing mortgage payment? Do you need cash from your equity? For most people, getting a mortgage means endless paperwork and weeks of anxiety. But with Cake Mortgage, our process is simple, fast, and hassle-free. Whether you're purchasing, refinancing, or looking to tap your home's equity, our team guides you step by step so you always know what's next. Our thousands of 5-star customer reviews will tell you no one can do what Cake can. So stop stressing and start saving fast with Cake. Your fresh-baked Cake home mortgage is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 720-850-0012. That's 720-850-0012. Or visit cakehome.com. To learn more now.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Free barbecue. Yep. Absolutely free barbecue. Hey, everybody, Dan Jacobs, the barbecue lawyer at 303 Law 4040. It's 2026, and we are taking our free meal program to the next level, and I want you to help spread the word with me if you can. I got a brand new smoker, and this thing's a beast. It's over 6 feet tall, so we can cook that 1,000 pounds of free barbecue each and every month. Here's what you do. It's Eastern Hills Community Church, 4 to 6 p.m. every first and third Thursday. I'm smoking up delicious pulled pork or my addictive copycat Chipotle recipe, and we're serving it up for free. You just get in line, you pop the trunk, we put free groceries in your trunk, and then we ask you how many meals you need for the night. It's that simple, no questions asked. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word, and if you have any questions, you can always call me. The Barbecue Lawyer's number is 303-LAW-44.
Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastery at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Her face lights up whenever you're around. That's why the diamond you give her can't be like any other. At Williams Jewelers, exceptional brilliance is in our DNA. I'm Bruce Williams.
And I'm Steve Williams. We grew up in the diamond business.
And as direct diamond importers, we personally hand select every diamond.
Going through hundreds at a time, looking for what really matters. Life.
Like people, no two diamonds are the same.
Some just sit there. And then there are those rare gems that explode with fire and brilliance.
A diamond that shines like no other.
And surprisingly, it's rarely about price. No one sells a more beautiful diamond for less. That's the Williams Diamond Guarantee.
So if you found the woman who loves like no other,
give her the diamond that shines like no other from Williams Jewelers,
where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche. Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's a Bud Light Football Friday. Bud Light, an official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Friday as Navy takes a pick six to the crib. Up 35-13.
You told everybody, Z.
I did. I was like texting friends, legitimately, like Navy -7.
What were you, 2 for 2?
Yeah, in the last two shows, yeah.
Signetti, and then with Indiana blowing Alabama out, and now this kind of got away. Navy ended up beating up on Cincy.
Service Academy, 72% against the spread since 2003. Okay, predictions heading into the weekend. You know what we'll get to see on Sunday? The Denver Nuggets against Michael Porter Jr. for the first time.
You know MPJ is going to be trying to do extra. You know, he wants everybody to feel his presence, and he's actually been doing well, Zach.
He's been doing great.
But you also called that. I hate when you're right. You also called that before the year started that, hey, MPJ is going to look good. His numbers are going to look good, but he's going to be on a bad team. They're going to be a bad team, and it's just something where MPJ is going to be able to take all the shots in the world that he wants, and everything's going to revolve around him.
Yep, and I said by the raw numbers, it will look like Michael Porter Jr. and the Nets won the trade. But that's such a, I'm just going to say simpleton way of looking at it, overly simplistic, maybe to be more respectful, because it wasn't a one-for-one trade. That's not what this was. If you really want to do it, do Michael Porter Jr.'s production against Jonas Valanciunas, Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway, and Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
That's the way to more properly do that. But yeah, I mean, MPJ, and again, good for him. He has started every game this year, 26 games, and he's getting 26 points a night. I mean, 26 points a night in that league is that's something.
7 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, he's doing some stuff.
Yeah, he is. He is. So that'll be on Sunday. I just hate the dynamics here that the Nuggets are so depleted. But that's a game, I'll tell you what, you call the Nuggets win in Toronto because the group being galvanized, coming together that first game without Jokic. I don't think it'll be that degree. But if you don't think Jamal Murray and those boys want to give Brooklyn and MPJ an L, you are going to get max effort in Brooklyn on Sunday. So
does Peyton Watson guard Michael Porter Jr.?
Yes. Yes, I think so. And you want to know what? I'll have the Nuggets to win that game. I don't think they win tonight in Cleveland. In fact, I'll take the Cavs to actually blow out the Nuggets, which I rarely predict a blowout, but I just think the other shoe drops after all that emotion and that went into that first game in Toronto, which, by the way, almost went into overtime. Brandon Ingram hit a shot off the glass from the corner. Dude, but on first glance, I'm like, oh my gosh, this game's going to overtime. They just used everything to get here, and then the Raptors are going to win. But it was in his hand for one frame of the replay too long, and the Nuggets escape with that win. But yeah, I think the other shoe drops tonight. I think the Cavs, who have won 2 in a row, the Nuggets get smiggity smacked.
Well, we sit here and we say for Jokic, he may be out 18 games. We kind of calculated that. I said that the Nuggets without Jokic could win 10.
Yeah, you did.
So I need 9 more games. We had to eke out a couple more games.
Yeah.
A couple games we're not supposed to win. We need to win.
Well, I think you might get to a certain point tonight, and we'll see how it goes. And obviously, this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I hope I'm dead wrong about the dynamic tonight. But it might get to a certain point in the game where Adelman's like, okay, we're going to lose this one. I'm getting all these guys out because we're going to try to really win that game on Sunday. You may have to be selective here in which battles you choose to fight. And on Wednesday night in Toronto, Adelman was like, he wanted that win so bad, and he played 8 guys. This is the most banged up team in the league.
It was like the playoffs.
It was like the rotations. 8, Zeke Naji. I can't watch you play basketball tonight. Julian Strother, same goes for you.
He said, I just can't do it.
We're going with 8 players.
Your ass on the bench.
and it worked, man. It worked. I'll tell you what, that was a signature win of this season. It really was. And it was Peyton Watson leading the way. Mr. Watson.
I'll tell you this, though. Deron Holmes, he's going to have to be the center. If something happens to him, they need to call you, ZB. All right, MVP. Put you on a 2-way contract.
MVZ.
Look at you. MVZ to help.
Once in a while, man, I'll run into someone out in public, and I'll tell you what, this past week, it was actually really cool, man. For years, I've gone to the same Starbucks right here by our job on the way in to work. And there was this guy, Matt, there, okay? And this is someone I saw every day. Just got to know his name, but I don't, we never hung out or anything like that. And he worked there for years. And once in a while, he would give me this little shot of coffee. I don't know what it is, but it comes like a little shot glass. And
he
would
used to leave it out there.
Yeah.
Take it right before you had to go see the kids. He said, I don't know what's in this, but it gives me a little kick.
I would usually take it as we're going into that huge segment at 4:45 to 5:25 where we go like 40 straight minutes. And
consecutive minutes.
Yes, consecutive minutes.
Come on now.
And so he took another job. He left Starbucks and he listens to our show, and he's a custodial worker at an elementary school. And so he takes care of the building and is, taking trash out and doing all this stuff, but he listens to us. And I walked in, I hadn't seen him in a year, and I walked into Starbucks, and there he was. And he said, I hope I would see you in this moment. And he had the little shot that he used to make, and he had bought it for me. and he just said, "Hey, how about your MVP?" That was the first thing he said. He said, "I can't believe you won the media game MVP." So that was kind of cool to see someone I used to see every day in this community that but listens every day. So shout out my guy Matt. Avs at Hurricanes.
Ooh.
This is a
It's a big boy match.
It's a test. The Hurricanes, one of the leaders in the East, one of the Stanley Cup favorites. This is obviously former team of Marty Netchus.
Yep.
Rod Brendamore does a great job. This is a real cup contending team and a real test for the Avs.
It is. It's a real test, and we know Wedgie's going to be between the pipes. Why? Because Blackwood was put on IR. So
crazy.
What does that
we have no idea why.
No, yeah, it's like unknown, and we know how hockey players are anyway. They don't tell us the injury report. They say lower body, upper body, which I still think is strange. So we're going to figure out if it's a lower body or upper body for Blackwood. But the show must go on. Wedgie in between the pipes, and honestly, he's kind of been the starter this year. It's a great test. We're a wagon, all right? The Avs are a wagon, and when they're firing on all cylinders, they're hard to beat. They're hard to beat. Val had a hat trick the other night. Can he kind of get it together and put that together? Now, it doesn't have to be a hat trick again. It's hard to do, but just have his name, man. Just see him more consistently doing what he needs to do, and right there in front of the pipes and doing the dirty work. If they can do it, I think they beat Carolina.
I think so, too. I think this team relishes tests like this, and we'll see. Hurricanes 13-7-1 at home. What happens on Sunday at Mile High?
Yeah, we're going to handle business. Now, I want style points. It doesn't look like 45 points, 45-0. It's not going to look like this. It's an NFL game. Let's go 27-7. 27-7. Bo Nix gets in the end zone through the air, hands the ball off to R.J. Harvey. R.J. Harvey keeps the streak alive, 6 straight where he's in the end zone. Jalil's another one. I think he gets in the end zone. And then defensively, they just go at it, right? There's a couple sacks, maybe a turnover, a special teams play. 27-7, you take the dogs out. Jarrett Stidham gets his time. He earns his paycheck.
All right, I like it. I also have Stidham mopping this game up. I think it's a laugher. I think the focus has been laser this week. I think it's going to be intense. I think the crowd is going to be loud. I think I may be there with my son. We'll see if that actually comes into focus. But I have this one 33-6. Okay. Very similar to last year's 38-0. I think it's going to be a long day for the Chargers. And Sean Payton beats Jim Harbaugh for the first time as a Denver Broncos coach. All right, we'll leave it there for now. Have a great weekend, Phil, with you and your family. Thanks to Dante behind the glass. Everyone out there, have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday at 2 o'clock. Be kind to one another this weekend, and we step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight with Mike Rice and Dante Gomez coming up next.
Will the Broncos end their stellar regular season with a divisional win before the playoffs? We'll react to it all in the Fan Football Postgame Show, live on game day starting at the 2-minute warning. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Man, with the new year here comes a chance to make real positive changes in your life. Remember that first time you failed to perform in the bedroom? You probably just laughed it off, right? No big deal. But then it happened a second time, then a third. That's when you knew it wasn't just one bad night, that now this is a problem. And guys, we all know that if you can't get your erectile dysfunction